All right. Welcome back to the podcast. This is somewhat of a round two because, we did a 2.5 hour podcast the other day, and I think it was pretty good. But at the end of it, I realized I wasn't recording. I was so mad. But,
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Happens.
I took an L, but the L doesn't stand for lost. It stands for
lesson.
learning. Lessons, yes.
Yeah, learning.
Both of those, that works.
Yeah.
Wait, we need the. Which one is the clapping?
All right, come on.
Right there.
Yeah, that's what we got going on.
That's what I guess.
Yep.
That's scared.
Yes, I'm either winning or I'm learning. So
Yeah.
only two options.
Yep,
But
yep.
here we are again. Thank you guys for coming out again. But I incentivize you guys with some snacks. So
I love my snacks.
and then if you want some pizza after, I got you.
Ooh,
We can
Appreciate
get
it.
that. Yeah.
yeah.
We're just doing this podcast here. So because I have some investing experience. I told you guys I'm 27 years old now, but I became a self-made millionaire at 25. Sounds weird. I know it sounds like I'm bragging, but I just say that because I have some experience. I've made some mistakes, and I think I've done some things that work. So I'd like to just share that with you guys, and then maybe some other people watching. Maybe they're in high school, just like you guys. Maybe they can relate. So here we are, round two. So you guys are 15 to 18 or 16, I think.
I'm 17.
17 plus.
Yeah, we're the
17,
oldest.
18
youngest
plus.
one.
Okay.
All of
Adrian,
us is
the
Adrian.
The
Adrian's
last guy,
15.
He
yeah,
didn't
right?
show up.
Yeah, he would be the youngest.
Adrian, where
He
are
might
you
come.
at?
He might come later in the pod.
Okay.
Yeah, he always comes
Watch
late.
out for it.
Yeah. Yep.
Disappearance.
So high school, you guys are doing sports, both track, right?
Yeah.
And then no
Rugby.
sport. Rugby?
Yeah.
Is that like in school or is that?
Yeah, it's a club, and then it was a club during school, and then out of school.
Okay. That's pretty cool. How long have you guys been playing sports? Is it just for a few years or?
My whole life I've been into sports.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
Just not track. Track I started late
Yeah.
in high school, but
What else did you play? Basketball.
FNL, Friday Night Lights,
Okay.
flag football, basketball, like everything kind of tried. I even did gymnastics
Dang,
Okay.
I could see.
for like a year.
I could see that.
I mean, you can see.
I could see that. But I could see you doing backflips.
Okay.
Do you think sports gives you any sort of benefit in life? Does it translate to anything like discipline or anything
Exactly
like that?
Yeah. Just discipline, and it gives me more confidence.
Hmm.
Especially if
I like
I
that.
set a goal and I reach it,
Yeah,
gives someone a lot of confidence.
I
Feels
can see
good.
that.
Definitely a confidence booster, yeah.
Satisfaction.
Yeah. I played football for I think 13 years, and I think that did a lot of good for me. I think
Mhm.
starting out as a little kid, just you get knocked around a little bit, and then you just kind of get back up. And the coaches, they teach you, to be
13
disciplined.
years.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, for a long time. I started probably when I was like 5. My first year was flag, and the rest
Were
was
you being
tackle.
trained to like be
Uh,
professional, or you just liked it that much?
I liked it. My brothers did it. I kind of just started that when I was little, but I liked that I did that. It taught me a lot of things, and the team aspect of it. I think that was really cool. It's like another family, and yeah, I kind of miss it sometimes, but yeah, it was fun. I like that I did that. So we're gonna talk about some money. I asked you guys before, how much do you guys have in your bank accounts?
Like $200.
Okay, that's a lot.
Still $80.
Okay.
My money keeps going up and down and stuff because checks and then like gas, but probably like around like 3,000.
Dang.
Yeah, something like
Baller
that.
over here.
From Micah. Some
Richest guy. The richest guy.
richest guy out of our group.
Yeah,
That's good.
It's really not that crazy.
It's
But I saved up over like a few months or a year or something.
yeah.
But I just been I haven't really been saving that good, but
Dang, it's hard to sit up.
Yeah, but yeah, for your ages, that's pretty good.
it's not bad.
Yeah, I didn't have like anything in high school,
Yeah.
but so what do you spend your money on? You guys mostly like
Mostly food. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
Just
food.
food, and probably
Sports.
I used to buy a lot of clothes and shoes and slides, but I stopped that really quickly because I lost like probably 1,000 in just that.
1,000?
1,000 probably.
See, now what I do, it's just I
In a
go
year
thrifting. I go
or something.
thrifting. I find nice shirts for cheap.
Yeah.
Smart.
I need the websites, bro.
I
Send
got
them
you,
over.
bro. Don't even worry about it. I got you.
Yeah.
Goodwill. Just go there.
Yeah, Goodwill's a good. Yeah, Goodwill is a good place to go.
Like sometimes they don't like always have it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's why you gotta go on
Gotta
restock
look.
days. Restock days.
It's
Wednesdays,
tough,
bro.
it's
Wednesdays
tough.
are the best days.
Wednesdays.
Yeah,
All right, I
definitely.
have to check that out.
Wednesday.
So, what do they teach you guys in high school about money, about finances? You guys taking any classes like economy or anything?
Yeah, I took economics.
Okay.
Economics. My economics teacher was very informative. He talked about a lot, not just money. He talked about politics and stuff like that. He's like, since you guys are gonna be adults, you guys need to know stuff like this if you're gonna vote, and if not, he's like, then still listen to what I have to say. And then he was just talking about how, just I forget because
Okay, but when it comes to money, like, did he teach you about like taxes?
yeah,
and
he taught us
investing
about
and-
taxes. He talked about investing. We had even play like a game, like who can make the most money investing. I came second place.
Oh, nice.
The guy who came
That
first.
sounds like a
he
dope teacher. I've
bro,
never
he
seen
beat,
that.
He beat everybody by a landslide, bro. First
Really?
place, yeah, like $7,000.
dang.
I only made like 3,500.
It wasn't real money though.
No,
It
it's
was a
fake.
game.
Yeah, it's a game.
It's the game of life.
I invested in medicine.
That's a smart move.
Yeah, that medicine and gold. Gold was just consistent.
Gold?
Stayed in the same spot.
That's a smart move.
Yeah, I bought it when it was negative. It went up. The highest it got was like 85, 95. So I bought it when it was at like 70.
Yeah, that one's hard to judge with gold and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could invest in gold.
Yeah, you can invest in silver too. You can invest in coins.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Pretty much anything. Yeah.
Hmm.
Gold has some utility. I'm not sure. Like, I think you need it for like computer parts and stuff. And
Even phone parts too.
yeah.
Yeah, there's gold in your phones.
Yeah.
Whoa. I thought gold was just a cool thing. Like,
What?
they put on chains and like
Nah, my boy.
Yeah. There's some utility and it's for
Yeah.
luxurious things, but
jewelry.
yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah, but it's hard to invest in that. I mean, it's generally pretty safe, but for me it's hard to tell exactly like what it should be worth. And
No, yeah, there's no really like exact thing. And it's never like gonna skyrocket or really drop. Like
Yeah.
it's always gonna stay in the middle.
Okay, I got one.
Yeah.
We talked about a recession.
Yeah.
Things about that last podcast. I forgot.
yeah.
Did you explain that?
Yeah, so
What a recession is?
a recession, I mean, technically is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. So that it's mostly about the US. I know that probably didn't register very much, but like, so GDP is the gross domestic product. That's just all the goods and services that the US produces, and it's generally growing each year. But if there's a decline in the growth, like say if it was growing at 3% and now it only grows at like 1.5%, it's a decline in the growth. That happens in 2 consecutive quarters. Technically, it's a recession. So that probably doesn't mean much to you and I, but usually what happens in that scenario is companies will see overall lower demand for their goods and services.
Oh.
So like if you worked at Walmart or something and the Walmart CEO sees, hey, people are spending less money, so it's not as busy, we don't need as many employees, they start
People get fired.
exactly.
Okay.
Well, people get let go. I wouldn't say fired, but
Yeah.
I guess yeah, you get fired.
Yeah.
Like
They-
Adrian, for instance.
Yeah.
No, literally, like if you guys are overstaffed, since he's the newest, he would be let go.
That was a mini farmers market recession.
Yeah.
Because we work at the market.
Yeah.
It's a friend group, and he got fired.
Yeah. How long have you guys said it was like a few months or a year or so you've been working there?
Me, I've been working. I'm the vet.
Yeah.
Been working there for 2.5 years
Okay.
Dang.
since I was 14.
Oh,
Jeez.
dang.
It's not legal, but
Yeah, nobody needs to know. We didn't hear that.
Nah.
Yeah, cut that part out.
Yeah, dang, 14. That or
14, allegedly.
15 allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's pretty
18.
good. Yeah, I started working at 18, but yeah, that should teach you some money skills, I think, early on.
Yeah.
That's
No.
pretty good.
Well. Yeah. Yeah.
you,
no.
you make
yeah,
you can make some mistakes and
in
you
the
can learn.
beginning, I made big mistakes.
There you go.
See,
Those are
I think it's great to make big mistakes when you're young.
Exactly.
I went crazy,
you don't-
man. I got everything new
yeah.
because I
I'm-
could afford
What about the
everything.
brand new
I felt
Xbox?
so rich.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not paying rent and all that your money can go pretty far because that's generally the biggest expense is usually housing
Rent.
and then transportation
All
after
that.
that. Yeah. So that's pretty good. But yeah, if you make mistakes at the beginning, it's usually smaller mistakes. Not, it's better to do it then when you're younger instead of when you're older. You wipe out your life savings or something.
Yeah.
That could be bad.
And I
So
lost a lot of money in taxes and stuff. Like later on, when it was like official, I got checks and all that. I made just enough so that I wouldn't get my tax returns. You know what I mean?
okay.
Because when you make under like 10,000, I don't know the number, but
Yeah.
then you can get your money back in taxes. So I didn't. It's
Yeah,
like
taxes.
$600.
It's,
I hate taxes.
Yeah.
I hate 'em.
they need to just cancel taxes.
They should.
I know.
man. They should.
I see a lot of potholes
Or
in the street,
change
so
it.
I don't see where the tax money's going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
like
know
they're
where.
still homeless, man.
I'm-
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
They should put less in the military, probably.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
too
bro.
many billions.
I
I don't know,
personally
maybe
pay.
stop writing checks to different countries.
Yeah.
How
I-
much you pay?
Like in the six figures of paying taxes.
Damn,
Six figures. Yeah, it's
That's a lot.
it's a lot of money. Like
What do you, if you were a billionaire
Yeah.
or a multi-millionaire, like really rich, would you believe in like? Oh wait, that's not the right way to. Do you think like the rich should be taxed heavier
okay, this
than
is
they are now?
a good topic here.
Yeah.
So I think it shouldn't be on the extreme end on either side. So you look at if there was you don't want people to be extremely rich and then extremely poor. You don't want that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then again, you should have the opportunity to be rich, I think, because if not, then you won't have the Bill Gateses and the Steve Jobses, these guys who are working in their garages when they're starting out, like really, really trying hard to make a lot. And like,
I understand that.
Yeah.
And they deserve to be rich with how much they changed, with things like Microsoft, they changed technology and all that.
yeah,
But at the same time, does one person deserve billions?
I don't know.
I
I think
don't
it's. I mean, it could go both
It's
ways.
too
I mean,
far.
I feel like
A
it's
billion?
selfish to say you deserve, or you don't deserve.
One
'Cause, like,
billion?
that's certainly a lot of money.
You can change thousands of lives.
But so consider like if you couldn't become a billionaire, you couldn't be super rich. I mean, like okay, on the extreme example, let's say everybody just makes the same regardless of what you do, right? If that were the case, I wouldn't do anything. I would just sit back
You
and I'm
wouldn't
just
want-
gonna.
There'd be no doctor.
There'd be
no
no drive
surgeons.
that's why
no nurses.
capitalism
There you go.
Nah,
exists
see,
because
just answered
people.
your question.
Yeah,
Why
that's
there
true.
can't be
It-
everybody
there-
can't
it's
be
gotta be
rich.
Okay,
there has to be a
but
balance.
The balance. There you
I
go.
think
'Cause
they
no
should
one-
get taxed heavier.
I don't know. If they work that hard for it, I mean, I'm not rich, so who am I to say? But at the same time, it's like you saying that is like it's kind of being hypocritical. Like you wouldn't deny a promotion for more money. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
but I'll never have a billion.
But
I don't
Micah,
think. I think even if I could earn that much, well, obviously I'm just chatting right now. Maybe
No,
the-
yeah. Go ahead.
But the reason why they don't get taxed is because they provide jobs to the general public. They're the reason, like, for example, the way you don't get taxed as a company is you provide enough to the people that the government has to legally stop taxing you.
Like they find
A high
loopholes
amount.
around. Like,
Exactly. That's the
taxes.
loophole.
I've forgiven other people jobs and all. You got a
Yeah.
business.
Like Microsoft,
and
they
Amazon.
probably have like at least
I
like
understand
100,000
that.
workers.
I understand that they have a billion and they put it into
They're creating
their
jobs.
company and all that.
Yeah.
So if you had $1 billion,
Do you give $1 billion away?
would you just say, "Nah, that's too much"? Like what?
See, no.
See?
I know I don't want to be like the guy who's different,
No, it's good. You should be different.
but I can't see myself, or at least I'd have something like a company that does something kind of good, you know? Like I want a company that does something good at least. And if I ever had $1 billion, it'd be because I'm keeping this company up and I'm expanding it and stuff. Other than that, like if I have $1 billion, I'm not doing anything at all. It's horrible. It's greedy.
So you can look at Warren Buffett. He's worth over $100 billion,
Man,
and he's just sitting there. If he doubled his money, it's not going to change his life. If he
man,
lost 90% of his money, he's not going to
still living
flinch.
that same
10
lifestyle.
billion. Wait. No, you'd have
100.
100 billion.
Yeah, he's
Net
got
worth.
100 billion. If he lost 90%, yeah, he would have $10 billion,
Man.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
His life is not changing.
But the thing is, he has all that, and then he says he's going to give it all away. So when he
said that?
dies, yeah, or like 90-something% of it.
And then like
See, that's-
10% is going to his family.
When he
Yeah.
dies,
That's
So-
good.
Yeah, so
I
that
need that.
so he could have donated it a lot earlier, but what he said is because he's an investor, he can compound it, he can grow
to
it.
make more.
Yeah, and then so the dilemma is: do you help the people now? Do the people today matter more than the people tomorrow? He can help more people tomorrow with
Ooh, I like that.
$100 billion.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was good.
but if he helped the people earlier, it'd be a lot less money, and then it might get squandered. It just who knows? But he can $100 billion that can change a lot. So I kind of see it the same way. I would like to accumulate a lot of money, and then I probably won't give a lot to my kids. I'll probably give some to my kids if I have any kids.
Yeah.
I want to give them knowledge, and I want them to make it themselves, and I can help them.
Yeah.
But if I just gave them a ton of money, they
Drop it on them.
yeah. So, but I would probably mostly just give it away when it's my time to go. So So I think so for the taxes, the rich are generally taxed at a higher rate, but oftentimes they find loopholes. I think that's where they pay less. But then the thing is, I was reading somewhere that like with real estate, there's certain tax loopholes that the government wants you to do. I think you're talking about that kind of. So like, if you're providing housing for people, like there's loopholes where you can use depreciation and stuff where you pretty much don't pay any taxes, and then but you're providing housing and doing all these things. So you can do things that the government wants you to do, and like
They
it's
won't
kind of an
tax
incentive.
you, Yeah.
So
Makes sense. That's pretty cool.
yeah, but yeah, I think it all comes down to a balance. It shouldn't be one extreme or the other. You have to be able to be rich, but it shouldn't be super extreme. You shouldn't have like 99% of the people totally impoverished and then the super
Definitely
rich.
not.
Yeah, so there's
Horrible.
got to be some balance. But going back to the recession topic, generally in recession, you usually see people getting laid off, and the unemployment rate usually increases. Right now, the unemployment rate is historically very low, actually. So it's like it's generally a better time for you if you're trying to get a job. But usually what happens, though, is when you have a very low unemployment rate, it's usually followed by a high unemployment rate. Because when the unemployment rate is really low, it generally drives up inflation indirectly because more people have more spending money, and then
So then, if I'm Warren Buffett and I have these billions, when do I know when to help?
Well, for him, it's just when he dies. When he's dead, it's just all
Well,
gone.
maybe that's not smart because what if?
It doesn't get in the right hands.
Yeah, when he dies, what if we need it more now?
But the thing is, it's selfish to say, I need your money. That's like me saying, hey, like,
It's also selfish to have
like
$100 billion net worth.
Not really. How's that selfish? Like, he worked hard for it.
Okay,
That's
but
his
yeah,
hard-earned
no.
money.
no one can work hard enough for $100 billion.
He did. That's how he
No.
has 100 billion.
He got
Well,
lucky.
He didn't get lucky. His product was good.
He obviously
whatever
worked
he did.
hard, but someone else
I don't
can
know.
work
I think
just
it's
as hard as
completely
him.
selfish to
Put-
think that you deserve someone
put-
else's money.
See,
just as much into it.
the thing about capitalism, it's not always about how hard you work. Like if you're digging ditches and you're working as hard as you can,
Yeah.
it doesn't usually translate to a lot of money. But with capitalism, it usually has to do with like what you provide. So if you imagine like an island, right? You've got like 1,000 people on it, and you guys are all trying to survive. And one person, he figures out an invention, I don't know, to be able to get a lot of coconuts off these trees or some weird thing. And like he's helping everybody else. Now the cost of coconuts goes down because there's so many of them. So he helps out. But he became rich in the process. Now he can kind of sit back and he can get other goods and services because he made coconuts widely available or something. So he's kind of helping, everybody else by inventing something or providing, jobs or something like that. So
Yeah, he deserves to be rich for that.
yeah. So
But there's also the people who are farming or working the machines and stuff who probably work just as hard, but the person who invented it just got to it first, and he might have came up with the idea and stuff, but I still don't think he should have that much, 100 billion net worth.
that's a lot of money.
So much more money, so much more.
So generally what they say he provides to society is he allocates capital. So it basically, if a company needs money, they need to buy a new factory, they need to expand. Warren Buffett, he can say, okay, we're going to put money in here, so this can help the business, and they're going to make a ton of goods and services, and then he has some equity in that, so he can make money. And then if some companies have way too much money and they're not doing anything productive with it, it's just overflowing with cash, he can say, okay, we're going to sell, we're going to put it in this company and have, so it sounds pretty easy and it sounds like he's not doing much, but because it's with so much money and he has a lot of influence and it's actually, working, I think he's making a good amount of money. But yeah, it's not always about who works harder. It looks like he's doing nothing, but if it's more about how much you're providing, to society. So that I can see where you're coming from. Like, you just see him with $100 billion and people are out here just suffering.
Yeah.
So yeah, but again, it's about creating jobs and, just
All right, yeah.
inventing things.
You're right. I see
But
it.
I don't think you're wrong. I think that there's a balance. It
There's
shouldn't
a
be
balance,
extreme.
yeah.
Yes, it shouldn't be extreme. But he, like Warren Buffett, he said he's going to give all of his money away, and
Okay.
he's going to
That's pretty cool.
probably help in a big way. But I don't know where the money is going to go. Maybe that's another thing. Like, if you're going to give a bunch to charity, is it going to get to the right people? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a thing. I don't know if I'd probably make my own charity or something.
What would you do with it? In Warren Buffett's position, you're about to die. You got $100 billion. Where's this money
At
going?
that point, you got to think about what the number one issue is in our world or in America, whatever.
War,
Is housing.
hunger, housing, which
Homelessness, in my opinion.
homelessness. I don't think
Housing.
is the number
People-
one problem.
Okay, this is a hot take.
Yeah.
I hope I don't get hated for this,
No,
but
that's
I
fair.
think homophobic, like people who are like things like gay rights and racism and stuff
Hey, before you say anything
are
else,
important. What?
Okay, no, I thought you were gonna say something
They're-
crazy.
no, they're
I thought you were
important.
gonna say something crazy.
Big deal.
You're saying like Pride Month and stuff like that. Yeah. So
right? That's important, but there's more important things.
No, yeah, I definitely
My
agree.
opinion.
I'm not gonna lie, like, not even just with Pride Month, but just like Heritage Months in general. It's like you don't see Americans having like European month, like they don't have any of that. So I feel like we're being separated from like, being accepted just in general by having these months. So they feel like now they have to like support Hispanics. Now they have to support LGBT or whatever. You know what I mean?
And I feel like
So
all the attention's on that type of stuff, like racism and all that. But
yeah, I feel
we
like
should put more attention. Obviously, it's important, but
Yeah, for like the Pride Month, LGBTQ or whatever. Like for me, if people want to be gay, like totally fine. That
Totally.
doesn't bother
yeah,
me
it
at
doesn't
all.
it doesn't have nothing to do with me.
go ahead.
But I think when, like, I don't know if it's the videos I'm watching, like on social media,
No, yeah,
but they,
it feels like there's an agenda being pushed. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's like I'm taking that out of context or anything, but I feel like there's just way more than just accepting me. I feel like I don't know.
yeah,
That's just
and
me.
the
though.
news is like so.
Yeah, they're
much
like
about that
force
stuff when
feeding it into us. Like
for the
yeah, we
kids,
get it.
that's where I don't think
Yeah,
it makes
I
sense.
feel like bring it into elementary schools is crazy. Like I wasn't thinking about anything, and I was thinking about like toys, Teen
Yeah.
Titans, like GI Joe,
Legos.
Yeah.
Legos,
Ooh.
yeah, definitely Legos.
On
Hot
top.
take.
So it's
Yeah.
like bringing that into the schools is crazy.
Yeah, I was watching a video. It was in a math class, I think, and they were showing a video. I didn't remember. I think it was just a gay couple just making out, basically.
What?
It cut to that part.
Elementary school?
No, I think it was high school, but
Oh, okay.
and
Still
the
crazy.
students were kind of booing, and then she was like,
But
"You guys are gonna
Wow.
get Saturday schools, blah blah blah." Like, I think this. I don't know if it was real, but like, yeah, in a
Yeah.
math class, they're like, "Watch this. This gay couple, they're
Math
kissing."
class?
Yeah,
There's nothing to do with math.
nothing to do with that. So that's where it goes kind of far.
I think it goes even far when you bring like drag queens into
Yeah.
like elementary schools. Did you not see that? They also had kids in like a drag queen like
Oh, yeah. I
places
saw that.
throwing money at drag queens.
It's almost like they're
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
What's
there's
going on?
YouTube
What kind of
videos
stuff
about
is
it.
that?
What's going
There's
on?
literally YouTube videos, and it's
Yeah.
like crazy. It's like what are you trying to say? Like that doesn't like make me want it like it help out whatever that is. Like it just like it like bothers me.
It's
Like,
getting creepy, bro.
it's getting weird. Like why do you have to put kids in the mix?
The agenda.
yeah. Just it almost feels like they're trying to influence them to be that.
to
It's
being
Wow.
something that like, cause it's like when you're in elementary school, you're not thinking about stuff like that. You're still like you have an imagination, like a wild imagination, and kids are heavily influenced.
Yeah.
So anything they see, they're just gonna like consume it.
yeah. Their brains are so malleable. They can easily be influenced, and
Yeah.
like there's nothing wrong with being straight. There's nothing wrong with being
Yeah.
gay, but there's nothing wrong with being straight either.
Yeah,
So it's like sorry, you go.
You got that.
All right, I was gonna say it's like when you like consistently are pushing this on the kids, it's gonna like make them think, oh, like do
Am
I
I
have to
gay?
do this?
Yeah.
Am I gay? Like like that's what they're thinking about. Because they're like, what? They don't even know
I
what
got
it
a
is.
question. Has anyone asked themselves that? Be honest.
Not seriously, no.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
I think
I don't
always
swing that
knew
way.
I was straight. I don't think
I don't swing that way.
I think
I don't
it's
swing
because
that way.
like I want a family. I don't think I can have a family with a guy.
Yeah. I mean,
You could.
yeah, you could.
I don't want to adopt. I want my own kids.
It's fact.
You want by blood.
Yeah, I want a wife. Kids. Someone to grow old with.
So
No, I never thought
I kind of want to bring it back to recession. So that is a negative kind of thing, right? People generally get laid off, but you can also look at it somewhat as there's a positive part to it for investors. I think you can get rich in recessions, like because generally asset prices tend to go way down. Like 2008, that was a big recession. If you were buying properties in 2008, 2009, it would have worked out very well. There were deals everywhere. It was raining gold. I know
Man.
I was too young for that. You guys are too young for that. But like that was, an example. Like
prime time.
for sure. Like pretty much the opposite of today. Everything's so expensive. It's ridiculous. But
You think
Yeah.
today it's at its like peak? Or do you think it can get higher?
I think it can get a little higher, but I think it's right around its peak. The housing is the most unaffordable it's been since like the 60s. Like it's like I was talking to my grandpa, and he was telling me when he bought his house, I think 1970, he was like, at that time, if you had a job, you just bought a house. Like, it was no big deal. It's like, that's a normal thing. You just go buy a house. It's not this,
renting it.
right. Just buying the house. And it is not the same thing today. It's, it has gotten so expensive. It was already expensive when interest rates were low, but when they increased them, now the interest rates are like 7% or something like that. It's still, the prices are still up there. I don't know who's affording these prices. It's ridiculous.
It is.
I have something to say about that actually.
Yeah.
So during like the wildfires and stuff, like all those rich people had to go somewhere. And where I used to live in LA, it was like really ghetto. And now I go down there now and it's still ghetto, but the original people who used to live there aren't living there. Like I'll walk outside, I'll see people jogging, and I'm like, that's not normal, like in this neighborhood. So it's kind of like the people who were like, I want to say like born there aren't really there anymore. Like they're forced to move out.
Is this gentrification? Is that?
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
feel like it is. I feel like they're pushing out people who are like normally supposed to be there, or not even normally, just people who could afford to be there, and now they can't afford
Maybe
to live
by
anywhere.
hiring, like, do they do that by hiring the rent or?
Property tax, property values go up, so then
Yeah, I think if you're renting, the landlords will probably increase the rent. Their expenses go up, and like
yeah,
But in California, they can only, I think, raise it a certain percent per year. I think like 3 or 5% or something. Yeah.
Heard about that.
But
I
You guys told
mean,
me about
yeah.
what I can say from like what I've heard, like my family, is my grandma used to own a house back in Stockton. That's like where my mom and my parents live. I mean, not my parents, my mom and her siblings. And when my grandpa bought the house back in 1960, it cost him $15,000. Right. Yeah. And now, so the property was raised up to like recently, my grandma sold the property for like, I don't know, between like 400,000 and 600,000 or something like that. But it's crazy, out of control.
15,000. That's
Yeah.
dang. That's like what, quadruple maybe, way more than quadruple.
Yeah, that was a big gain right there.
I imagine it was in the mills. Gee.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I mean, my first rental property that I bought was $36,000 for a house. I think that was pretty good, but
That's good.
yeah, it was in California, so California is super expensive.
Yeah, I'm planning on moving. I don't think I can live here any longer.
Yeah.
I thinking the same thing. It's like California. I think California is great generally.
And I
The
feel
weather's
like,
good, but
I feel like California's fantasized about this dreamland, but it's really not. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it is.
very, like, no, like it's really
Go to
not,
any
like,
other place in America, it kind of sucks.
No, I'm saying
New York
California
is
is like it's like people come here, they're like, oh, this is where I'm gonna make it. This or New York, you know
That's
what I
what
mean?
I thought my
And
whole
those
life,
are like
and then I started
the most
traveling and
overpriced cities.
like Cali.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I haven't traveled that much or lived anywhere else, so I can't really say from experience, but
Seal Beach is probably second best beach ever
yeah.
that I've
Seal
ever
Beach?
been to. Mexico got better beaches though.
Oh yeah,
Mexico.
the Gulf
Okay.
of Mexico.
But yeah, I've been to a lot of beaches in different places. California's just the best.
The beaches in California are terrible.
Well, so
Like Santa Monica Beach is disgusting. Venice Beach is disgusting. Redondo Beach is disgusting.
These are all beaches that people love. What are you saying?
The beaches are terrible. Like the water is disgusting.
Alright.
Santa Monica's cool for the pier, but the water is terrible.
well, I think if you don't consider the price, I think California's great. But then you look at the
He's here.
Okay.
He's here.
Oh
Oh,
my
my
God.
god.
Yeah,
What
let
is
Let the guest
King of
appearance.
Crabs.
That's Adrian.
We're on the pod.
Oh, he's not here.
He's not coming.
He's like, where are you at? This guy. We got a chair for him.
Okay.
Special guest is coming up. Let's go.
Surprise guest.
Oh, the corniness is arriving.
Oh, it's about to be great.
Yep. Perfect. But yeah,
What a ch-
don't think that worked. But yeah, as I was saying, California. I think California is cool, but it's expensive. It's expensive, and then taxes are crazy. They're high.
Okay, there we go.
But I could see myself moving to somewhere like Tennessee.
I don't know. I can't do like tornado. I can't go to like anywhere in the Midwest or anything like that. I think if
What
I'm
about
gonna
Texas?
I used to live in Texas. It's so boring. There's nothing to do.
It sucks.
It doesn't suck, but it's boring.
Is it worse than Arizona?
I've only passed through Arizona. I've never lived there. But Texas is very boring. Like we didn't even have a gas station near us, and there's just apartment complexes everywhere. So, and there's like no trees. It's just grass fields.
Did
Yeah,
you live near the beach though?
Oh God, the nearest beach for me was like 3 hours.
Oh damn.
I went on a road trip when I was 10
I don't even think there's
to
beaches.
Ohio. I don't like the rest of America, to be honest.
It's
It's
I
like gray skies. The weather sucks.
I think like,
Everything just kind of sucks. Like
it's because we're used to the city
California
life.
is like beautiful. The city and the people. Yeah, the people out there are boring too.
I don't know. I think
My
there's a lot
opinion.
of interesting people here. I feel like California and New York have the most diverse people.
Would you live in New York? Like,
Yeah, I went to New York recently. Yeah, it's
Pretty diverse.
no, yeah, it's just as different. Like California, it's one of
That's
those. That's
California,
actually
yeah.
the only other place that I liked. in
I don't think I
America.
could live there.
Have you
though.
guys been
know
to
how
Miami?
crazy It looks. Oh no.
Huh?
I know
Miami.
you've been to Miami.
Oh, I'm going to Florida. So
Hey,
if I'm ever on some other podcast, I'll tell you guys if that met the standard.
nice. Yeah.
Come back like a couple months later, talk about his trip in Miami. What
So-
happens in Miami stays in Miami.
So, would you rather buy a house for $1 million in California, where you're like, all your money's going to it, 90% of your check, or somewhere in like Texas or Tennessee, where it's like a quarter of that,
Yeah.
and you can actually, save some money.
I'd rather take a fixer upper.
yeah, me
Yes.
too.
Okay,
But
but
Screw California.
location is like the number one thing.
There's a
But
lot-
Micah, do you want to be rich or do you want to live in a nice area and in debt?
Exactly.
Maybe I just want to be happy.
How
I
you
have
gonna
to
be
be
happy
rich?
blowing all
Happy
your
if
Being
you're in
money?
rich
debt.
more important
Yeah.
than being happy.
So, if
How
you're
are
gonna
you
move to
be
Tennessee
happy
or
being in
something,
debt?
it-
Because you're blowing all your money on one house
Yeah.
to resell.
it's going to be a huge chunk of.
And think about it. How are people going to afford that house? Because now you have to
No,
raise
I'm
it
a
to
rent.
make a
Why would
profit.
I buy in California?
That's what Ryan
That's
just
what
said.
Ryan
Okay,
just
this is
said.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, if I had the money, yeah.
You blow it all on one house. On
In
one
Okay, if it
house.
was
California.
all my money, then obviously I wouldn't spend it.
No,
on a
oh, but
house.
like 90% on this house. And
If it was like 70% of my money, yeah, I'm doing it.
that's not what the question
got
was. Right?
30%
It was
too.
90%.
Whatever.
Oh, I did-
But
Stick to the
I mean,
plan.
yeah, that's
Had
your
a good
choice.
question.
I don't want to try to put, that's cool. If you want that, that's your
But
choice.
then also,
I think that's a good investment.
for someone like you, I know why you wouldn't do that because you're looking high, you're aiming high, you want to keep getting richer and all this.
yeah.
And maybe I didn't even think about that.
Not even that. It's like, you know how long it's going to take you to make back those millions that you put onto that house? Like, you know how expensive you're going to have to be charging people? Nobody's going to want to be in that house.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to consider the area and the price. It's like, is $1 million house in California worth it for like a, just a 3-bedroom, just random regular
houses
house?
aren't even like millions at like I don't
Yeah.
like there's $1 million house, it's like 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. When I
Yeah.
think $1 million house, I don't think of a 2-bedroom.
Right. But in like Tennessee, $1 million house.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like mansions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would go somewhere. I would spend maybe $250,000 or something in a different state, and then have more money to save and invest, and then maybe eventually I would come back to California. I don't know, but
I think if I ever do come back, probably thinking upper California.
Like up north.
Yeah, definitely a little higher up there.
It's just not smart.
Huh?
Why even come to California if you're gonna go?
Oh, I'm going back to Vegas. I'm going to Vegas.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more on the
Damn, that was a nice crunch.
that
was crunchy, bro.
ASMR. Yeah, I'm more on the extreme end. I would go like somewhere like Thailand, just so I can, save some money. If I, it's I'm a little bit different.
Wow.
Is it? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yo, Jason, slime me some, bro.
But yeah, I would probably live in like Southeast Asia where I would have like a nomadic lifestyle. I'd pretty much just bounce around different countries in Southeast Asia. I would live in hostels. Have you heard of a hostel? You know what that is?
That's it's just a bed, right?
Yeah. So
Those cost nothing.
yeah, that would be like $5 or $10 a night.
Why
So-
would you do that?
Because I'm built
Come on,
different.
man. Okay.
That's why I'm built
Built
different.
different?
I would, but the thing is, I'm not going to do that forever. I'm doing that temporarily, like for my future. So then I can enjoy stuff later on. Like, I'm okay.
I see it differently.
Yeah. And that's okay. That's totally fine. I know I'm different and I don't expect
Nah,
everybody
that's
else
cool,
to be the
though.
same. Yeah.
I couldn't do it, but
Yeah.
more power to you.
Although I've never been there, so I don't know exactly how it would go down, but theoretically, I think
You're like
it-
making sacrifices for your future.
in the short-term sacrifices for the future. That makes a lot of sense. Like if I look at my life, say I'm going to live to 100, just a round number. I don't know if that's true, but I don't want to just have all of my fun in like in my 20s, and then at the expense of my older age. If I'm going to live that long, my 60s and 70s and 80s, those years matter too. I don't want to be miserable. If I'm going to be alive, I want to still have some fun. So I don't want just 10% of my life to be amazing and another 90% just boring or miserable or something. So I'm always looking at the very long term. Like I can make the sacrifices now and I'm okay with that. And I'm not miserable. I'm fine. I'm having fun playing basketball, doing skateboarding sometimes and going to the gym, and it doesn't have to cost that much money.
Hey, I'm hitting the gym. So
I know.
okay.
I know.
That's
I
where you
can
gotta
see it. I
be.
can see the veins.
The grind
the
has to
veins
start
are popping.
somewhere.
Hey man,
Starts with the discipline.
Yeah.
We'll see.
How much are you lifting now? You just
Well, I started going back to the gym like 3 weeks ago, and then I took a small vacation. So I'm starting back at square one.
I haven't been in a while. I think I stopped after rugby. Season was over.
yeah.
I had no reason to work out.
I've been slacking a little bit too. I got to go back. But yeah, we all should.
Yeah, we all should definitely go back.
I got
It's a good thing.
track, so
You're always in shape, huh?
yeah, I need to get stronger though. So
Oh, we got you, bro. We got you right, bro. We'll get you right. We'll get you right. Some farmer
track
carries.
just gets you skinny and just
Yeah.
again, it's hard to build muscle when you run track. It's a
Yeah.
struggle.
Does the coach want you to stay under a certain weight or something?
No, but it's for this
Yeah.
season. The goal was kind of to get stronger, get more muscle, get a little heavier. Actually,
Oh, and the fun fact, muscle actually makes you skinnier. Like some
Yeah.
I know some people
What?
think muscle
I know
it'll
what
make
Jason's
you
talking
big.
about.
Because my sister, I had a conversation with my sister about this because she wanted to start going to the gym, and she's like, "But I don't want to get super big." And I told her I was like, "Muscle actually is a lot skinnier than fat. Like when you're built and you're muscular and you have less body fat and more muscle, you're gonna be pretty skinny."
I think I know what you're trying to say. Like because muscle burns more calories
Yeah.
than fat does. So if you're more muscular, you're gonna burn more fat. Probably you're gonna
Mhm.
be kind of more lean. Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's the word. When you're muscular,
Lean.
you're lean. Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
Well, because also when you're on the bulk, it's easier for you to lift heavier weights because you're
way more. You have more mass.
you have more mass.
Yeah.
Versus when you're
Gosh.
lean,
But
you're still
When
you
people-
look strong,
people bulk.
but you might not be able to lift as much.
but
when you're,
you can also be
bulking.
lean and strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But that's
that takes a lot.
But that's actual strength. That's not just you using your body.
I got a
You
question.
can support that.
So, just going to the gym for you, does that keep you focused when it comes to your goals or anything, or is that one of your big goals, or not at all?
I don't know if I think I just try to, be pretty healthy in the long term. If I'm gonna be rich in the future, like I want to be still pretty healthy. So I don't know if it necessarily helps me with maybe it does. I don't have any goals of being like a bodybuilder or anything. I just want to generally be
Just
pretty
fit.
yeah
Yeah.
for the long haul. I think I'm always thinking long term.
I think
That's-
I just want to look good. Like I just want that's literally
for the ladies, bro.
no, just literally just for myself. Like I'm very conceited, so like,
What?
so like if there's something that I can work on to improve myself, I'm gonna do it.
You just admitted that you're conceited.
Yes.
All right.
So
Like a knife.
Ryan, so if you had kids, would you put them in sports too, or?
I like football. I like that I played football,
Yeah.
even though the cons are you can get hit in the
CTE,
head and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I feel like it's getting a lot safer.
yeah. In
'Cause-
in the lower levels, I think they taught you how to hit correctly, use your shoulder. And then in high school, like they just like do whatever you
They
want.
do like
Yeah, they
dirty
don't even
stuff.
care. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're like, hey, yeah, just chop tackle, chop
Yeah.
his legs.
Hey, some of these
It's the-
people are joining the NFL, so
But the thing is,
Gotta
I
learn
feel like the
quick.
NFL is getting a lot softer. I'll be honest.
they are.
Yeah, I think it's more offensive based because I feel like there's so many penalties on the defense now. You can't swipe at the quarterback. You have to make low body contact. Like I can't tackle the QB
really?
from up here. No, I can't do that
What?
because
So it's
QBs are
legs
getting
and-
injured too much. So they want you to
Legs
wrap
and
low.
below.
No, like I can't like grab the quarterback and like tackle
Oh,
him like this.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, from the front only.
I
No,
think
no, like
sports would
there-
be.
there's sorry, go.
uh,
There's like a certain I don't know how to explain it. I watched a video about it, and it talked about how they had to like put it safety precautions because QBs were getting injured too much.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that reminds me of how much I hate fouls in sports.
Oh,
I think fouls are necessary, yeah. They should be reduced. Like the technical fouls in the NBA.
Oh my, they're so
Crazy,
like
like
terrible.
someone will dunk on someone and do like the hardest yell and like,
They're like,
be
"Ah."
disrespectful, and that's part of the sport. That's cool, but they
Let's
get
talk. Hey,
is
let's
that a
talk-
foul?
they get
I didn't know
fined
that.
sometimes.
yeah,
dang.
let's talk about when
Not
JJ
only fined, but
Redick
they get
he got
teched. And
fined.
if you get teched, a technical foul twice, you're out of the game
Yeah,
For celebrating, I mean,
for celebrating too hard, or
especially in the
something like
NBA,
that.
maybe for little
It's happened
kids.
before,
But
yeah,
like,
teams have lost games because their star player
yeah. John Morant got
like,
attacked for
went
celebrating.
crazy, or like
Giannis too.
because like they get mad at each other, the team sometimes.
Yeah,
and-
you can't even
but
point
that's
at
part of
someone
the
when you dunk
game.
at them.
Like, come on.
Yeah, the NBA is pretty soft on celebrations. Even when JJ Redick passed the ball to the referee didn't like how he passed him the ball, so he gave him a tech. And JJ
Pass the
Redick talked about it
ball.
literally,
God.
like he talked about it. He's like, "What the hell was that?" He's like, well, "What is this?"
yeah, that's too much. Yeah, if it was little children, okay. But this is NBA. It's supposed to be exciting. Like that's
Exactly,
people want
it's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like
I heard that reminds me.
Someone get
Pat
dunked on
Beverly,
and they
Pat Beverly,
disrespect you.
he got a tech for showing the
Okay,
referee that
okay.
he missed the call. And,
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, he pulled out the.
okay,
he
but
pulled-
Patrick Beverly is a menace.
No,
He's-
but, like,
he
what he
needs to get
did-
teched.
what he did
Tech
was,
should be
like-
around just for him. He's different.
Nah, he showed a camera of LeBron getting fouled, and he said, "You missed the call. Could you not see it?" And then he got
Damn.
attacked.
no, it's crazy. Yeah, that's
he-
definitely worth it.
But he got attacked after the game. The game was already over. He got attacked.
So who is the NBA goat?
Kobe.
Michael
bro.
Jordan.
Actually,
Magic Johnson.
Magic is crazy.
Magic is crazy. He's
Magic-
not in
no,
the
on a
debate.
Magic's not even
on a
in my
serious
top
note,
5.
I'll take LeBron over.
But I feel like
All right, bro.
it's
No
it's
championships.
definitely based on
Yes,
if you bring
4.
up championships,
I know.
that doesn't make sense because
I don't know.
there's still people with like higher championships than Jordan.
But Jordan did it all, bro.
11,
only
11
one person.
championships. Bro. Oh yeah, 11 championships.
Will Chamberlain?
Yeah, no,
No.
Bill
Bill Russell.
Russell. So we
Okay,
can't
but-
use the championships against LeBron.
Like
then
I
I'll
said
just say
last
it's
that's
time,
fair.
though, that was during the '60s. No one was hooping back then.
I mean,
really.
Jordan played against plumbers too. There was good teams, but there weren't many great teams.
way better.
And
teams
don't rule
than
out Jabbar, bro.
Kareem.
Kareem.
Why did you just say Kareem?
Why
He
you
was
just-
in there, bro.
I know. Okay.
But I feel like
and Larry
Yeah.
Bird.
nah, I don't see Larry Bird as my goat. I wouldn't put Larry Bird in the GOAT
Larry
category.
Bird was like a rival to.
I mean,
like,
he's all right.
Magic Johnson.
Michael Jordan,
Magic
But Larry Bird
Johnson.
wasn't dunking, bro.
and Michael Jordan a little bit.
Magic Johnson.
I know mainly Magic.
Hey, Larry Bird was just a shooter, bro. Michael Jordan was the whole package.
I don't know.
No, Michael Jordan couldn't shoot threes like Larry
but
Bird.
but threes is not where it's at, bro.
Three's
so,
greater
okay.
than two.
You have GOAT, greatest of all time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So greatest, you got to figure out what does greatest mean. Is
Great
that
is-
No.
was
rings?
two,
Is that
Right.
points?
Well, we're talking about the best right now.
yeah?
We
so
should be talking
greatest.
about the greatest.
Yeah,
What is
Michael
greatest?
Jordan.
Michael Jordan is the
I don't
greatest.
think he's the greatest because
Because
He's the
no, 'cause
greatest.
he was a celebrity.
that doesn't
Like,
mean he's the greatest.
Not only were his skills good in the game, the whole world knew him. He put
the
basketball
whole world
on the
knows
map.
Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson put style to the. He brought
Okay,
style
now-
to
now
the
you're
NBA.
just
But
talking.
no,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one.
What?
That's heavy.
That's crazy.
No,
Talking
like,
about
you
Allen
said he
Iverson?
heavily influenced the NBA. Allen Iverson did
Oh,
too.
no, I don't mean like the game.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
That
that's how I
much.
took
I
it.
mean, like how people see the like people who don't know about it, or
Like when you
Michael
ask,
Everyone
like,
knows Michael
if
Jordan.
we
and
ask
he was on the
somebody, like-
first Space Jam.
Yeah.
And his
This guy
shoe
brought
brand.
up Space
We're not
Jam.
even talking about his,
Oh, yeah,
his
fact.
Jordan shoes.
Nah, not
Jordan
gonna lie,
It's
how
huge.
he got his shoe was crazy as a rookie.
Oh, yeah,
already
facts.
signing a shoe contract.
Do you see Air?
I saw
Yeah,
that.
that's what I was talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah,
It's fire.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But I don't-
I don't really watch basketball much, so I can't really say. But if you're talking greatest, MJ maybe.
I think it's LeBron.
Mm.
But
Sorry to say.
No, it's because you're born during this time. I think if
He's
you
still
were
playing,
born back
yeah.
then, you'd say Michael Jordan.
I'm
Simple
saying
as that.
Michael
It's
Jordan.
simple
I was
as that.
born now. That's all I gotta say.
You're
But I
not
don't know.
dead.
What
I'm
are
an
we
old soul,
basing it
bro.
on?
I'm an
Because
old soul.
if we say greatest scorer of all time,
It's
would-
obviously
but it's
LeBron.
not. It's not
it
the.
would be
the-
We're not-
LeBron.
How much
Right?
is great? Like they're
like they're just
So
great. They
what
did
makes
everything.
Somebody,
They did
what
everything.
makes somebody the go? You know, like
I
you're
mean,
talking.
you
You're
just have
talking
to-
about.
They got
best.
all the accolades.
So what makes
You're talking
someone
about the
the
best
GOAT?
at basketball.
Like look,
not-
look. You could
But
compare.
LeBron is doing what he did in an MVP season now. So wouldn't that make him the greatest?
no,
but, like-
because it doesn't matter. Even if he's doing that, and Michael Jordan didn't do that, and he's better than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has his shoe brand.
So does LeBron.
He
LeBron has a shoe brand.
Jordans are way more popular than LeBron's. Who wears
Saying that
LeBrons?
makes him
Yeah,
the
that's
GOAT
true,
is the
that's true.
dumbest
You're
argument.
wearing.
Nike Air Forces, not Jordans.
Are those not Jordans?
These are Air Forces. These are Nike
Oh,
Air
damn.
Forces.
Yo, Micah.
Yeah,
So-
so you're trying to prove a point.
So, like,
how
for-
many Jordans do you own?
One pair.
How many LeBrons?
I own. Yeah,
One
it's
pair.
definitely
Yeah,
one
no
pair.
one owns
One pair.
LeBron.
I actually
Are you
have
kidding?
LeBrons,
I
but
own
they were
a
cheap.
black
That's
pair
why.
of LeBrons from middle
What?
school. From
You
middle
guys own
school.
LeBron. See, that's
I don't own LeBrons.
I
Only
own
Jordans.
them.
I own LeBrons because
me
they
and
were
him.
way more
I got like
affordable than Jordans.
4 pairs of Jordans. He got,
I got
like
one.
one. Yeah.
I only used to buy shoes that were affordable.
Yeah.
LeBrons, they
That's
were
why
at Walmart.
I bought mine. Mine were $60, so I'm like, okay, that's a deal. It wasn't because it was LeBron. It was
I'm
just
just saying
yeah.
though, most people like Jordans more.
yeah.
There's an argument where
If they're the
someone
same price,
says-
I'd probably go with.
Dude, I don't know
yeah.
if you guys seen the
Hey,
argument.
the
Someone
Shaquille
said-
O'Neal.
Oh,
The
no,
and
not
ones?
that, brother. And ones. That ones aren't an ugly shoe.
See, going back to if I was rich, what would I do?
Hey,
What Shaq did?
He's a great
what Shaq
example.
did
Great
was
example.
so cool.
It's crazy.
What did he
You
do?
heard about what he did?
He made
Yeah.
the
He made
most
shoes.
affordable shoes.
The most affordable shoes for the youth.
$13.
Oh, where are these at? Let me get these.
Like, it's
Literally Walmart,
Yeah.
Ross.
Crazy.
Oh,
Literally,
I
you
didn't
think
know.
of anything,
It
they're
kind
gonna
of
be
blew
there.
up. I'm surprised you haven't heard about it.
A lot of
Yeah.
a lot of people were
he
bashing on
made
him.
it. He made it so affordable that like he barely
Yeah.
got any money from.
He
money is-
explained why
you know
he
what I'm
made it
saying?
like cheap. He said because when he was young, he couldn't afford shoes, so
Dang.
he wants people to be able to afford.
He made
shoes.
like basketball shoes, kind of too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're like kind of like normal in basketball.
but they're mostly like
Oh,
everyday
these-
shoes.
13 ones. They're not basketball. They're just regular shoes.
No, the and ones are basketball shoes.
Oh, okay.
They're basketball shoes.
Both.
I see.
It's kind of like how we wear basketball shoes as like everyday shoes.
because I need some new ones. I got holes in mine. I feel
In
my
your
toe.
black ones?
Yeah,
You
I only had
serious?
them for a few months, and
Oh,
like
man.
just because we play outdoors, and it just my toes.
Get some
coming through.
Kyries.
Yeah, don't.
You can afford them.
I don't know.
Get some
I can
Kyries.
afford a
The
lot of stuff.
worst.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna buy it.
I don't know.
Get some Atakumpo shoes.
I'm
Those
gonna
are
be honest.
heat.
The
Those are
worst
heat.
like
Those are kinda
basketball
actually
shoe are
Trey
Currys.
Young's shoes.
The worst
Fire,
basketball
man.
shoes are
Yes,
Currys.
you lost
Two
They
separate
hurt your
colors?
ankles. I have like 2 pairs of Currys. I never hoop in them ever again. I got rid of them because I always roll my ankle. They're always like giving me ankle burns. I don't know what it is.
You gotta
about
wear the
Curry
high
shoes.
socks, my boy.
Bro. They always hurt my ankles.
You don't
That's
even-
crazy.
You don't wear basketball shoes. I never see you.
I know. Now I just wear my Air Forces.
Yeah.
Because Air Forces feel comfortable when I jump.
Hey, it really
Those
depends
are
on the
bad
person.
hooping shoes. But no. I'm worse though, so I can't.
Yeah, you
talk.
guys wear Crocs
In
and
slides, bro.
Yeah.
Slides. What
I
is
don't know
going
why.
on?
I
bro?
know, bro. Hey,
got going
It's
on?
just like
your
so
slides be slipping
comfortable.
off too.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
mid game
God.
sometimes.
Mid layup, bro. Come on.
I'm gonna stop doing that though. It's a bad habit. It's a bad
Bro, you even
Bro.
have people on the sideline say, "Hey, but this guy's hooping in sandals."
I
habit. Oh,
think
yeah, everyone says that about me.
I think I'm the only one who wears actual hooping shoes, bro.
Yeah.
Which
Only
ones are
one-
yours?
And Ryan.
I just got like some Nike basketball shoes. They're not even like players. They're just regular basketball shoes.
Oh,
They were pretty cheap, huh?
No, they were like 60 or 70.
see,
Yeah, that's cheap.
that's deep.
Oh,
Well, that's not
okay.
cheap. That's
Compared
decent.
to-
That's a decent price. But
It's
I,
cheap.
the reason I don't hoop in basketball shoes are like $120. I am not hooping in $120 shoes. That is a lot of money for me.
You
That's a lot.
hoop in $120 shoes.
Those
You
blue
wear
Air Forces,
Jordans
those
and
are
stuff.
2 years old, so they've had warranty. They have life on them. So
I
I'm
mean-
gonna hoop in old shoes.
You hoop in like nice shoes though.
I spent $100 on my cleats and I wear them when I play
well,
soccer.
because cleats, it's like, you know what I mean.
Nah.
No,
They-
those
they
last,
last-
those
they
last
last-
long.
No, they last way longer than shoes.
Yeah.
Cleats last way longer than shoes. man.
what sound
Oh,
effect
okay.
is it, bro?
It's the
It's
crick. It's the orange one.
But-
All right, buddy.
Yeah, I think the cleats, if you're running around the grass, they'll
Yeah,
last
they're not
long.
gonna like rip easy.
I still have my football cleats.
But like, how much
Oh,
would you
yeah?
guys spend like on a pair of cleats? Like less than
The
200?
most expensive cleat I bought is like $93.
We should get a football game one day.
Oh yeah,
We keep playing basketball.
I'll play that.
Let's
Yeah.
get a football. Like
I'm
7 on
sorry.
7.
So-
7
Oh,
on
yeah.
7. That'd be
I cannot
so
receive.
fun.
I'll play like
That'd be
defense or
so
something.
fun.
'cause
Maybe
I cannot.
flag though. I don't know if we should do
Definitely
tackle.
flag because
Because then we need
if
the
it's
gear and stuff for
that's a
tackle,
lot.
right?
not
Yeah.
really, we could play tackle without
Hey,
the gear.
Even two-hand touch, you just keep
Yeah,
it
yeah,
simple.
yeah.
Hey, 2-hand touch is
7
gonna
on
get
7, that'd be
physical.
super
Never
fun.
trust me as a receiver. I will drop the ball every
Trust me,
single time.
bro. We know, bro. We know.
I just have to point it out, bro. Like,
I'll be the receiver. That's good.
Me
yeah,
too.
I'll be referee.
I'm a
I'll
pretty
be
good
referee.
receiver, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Sit on the
I-
side.
You got some hands.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I got the hops and the hands. That
You got
combination,
the hops, man.
lethal.
Hops.
Yes.
Just athletic, man.
What can I say? But anyway, so Adrian brought up another thing before about NBA players. So if NBA players were stocks, who would I invest in?
oh yeah, I remember this.
And then I said, well, it comes down to the price. So it's probably not going to be LeBron or Curry
Or AD.
or anybody like that.
Anybody superstar.
Okay, I have a new idea then.
Yeah.
Say like when you invest in an NBA player, there's also like a startup. Like what I mean by that is like, you know, before the player makes it to the NBA.
So like a
Would you
rookie.
invest when they're like a college player, like fresh out of high school?
That my stock investing strategy. That,
Yeah.
That's a riskier investment.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's not my strategy. You could do really well with that, but I
Yeah.
don't know that if I really felt confident in a player, like I
Mhm.
saw like a Michael Jordan and nobody else saw it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's rare. I
Right.
feel like I would have more opportunities in like the players that kind of suck. Like nobody wants, but if they're super cheap,
Yeah.
like I can.
Right.
If I was investing in a player, I'm gonna look at people who are undrafted, because if you think about it, most of the first round picks, they didn't do much. You know, they haven't made it far.
But they're good.
But it's about the price.
Actually-
Are they gonna be
Yeah.
expensive? You have the risk and there's so many eyes on that. I'll probably pick an old dude who's like near retirement or something, and
Like
like
Vince Carter
super cheap.
on Atlanta Hawks before he retired.
something like that. If it all depends on the price. If I can find,
The price
it's
is
a-
right.
See,
there you
the
go.
thing is also, I'm gonna go for a player on a team that I know he's probably gonna get play time because I want him to be useful. So I'm not gonna pick like a contending team. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna pick like the Lakers or Celtics. Because if I'm thinking of a team, I'm probably gonna pick like Detroit or the
Okay.
Spurs.
The Spurs.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick like Trey Jones
David Robinson.
or Isaiah.
So then again, how do you earn a return from buying these? I didn't really think that.
Yeah,
through.
no,
Like,
yeah.
Is it
Would
wins
it be
or
wins, points,
Yeah.
or just how good that player
His
does?
stats.
Well,
or the revenue he generates from ticket sales? And
yeah,
stuff.
okay.
So
well, each player gets MVP, and there's always a vote for top 10 of the year. So.
Okay, but those players are gonna be way more expensive. So,
But hear me out. If you have a rookie that no one knows about,
A rookie's not getting
Yeah.
top 10
if
MVP.
nobody knows about him,
Usually.
then he's undrafted.
but like
LeBron did.
That's what I'm saying.
LeBron did.
Because like it's like
Hey,
I don't know.
God did.
God did. Hey.
that
Ah,
it sounds good to be able to, you think you could get lucky, you can spot that diamond in the rough, and
Yeah.
say like I know he's gonna be great and nobody's looking at him, but I know that sounds good. Like that can work out really well, but I feel like that's kind of hard. Like in the stock market,
Right.
you can say, oh, I know this company is gonna blow up, they're gonna be amazing, nobody else sees it, I see it. I feel like that's easier said than done.
that reminds me of Lamar Odom, right? No, Greg Odom. Number one rookie, number one in the country. Gets to the NBA, breaks his leg, career ends one season.
Dang.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose was like,
He was going to be.
He was a
I mean,
goat.
he was already like
The
5 seasons
greatest.
in though.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was. That was not his rookie season when he broke his leg.
Well, yeah,
Well, he broke
bright
his leg.
future.
Greg Oden broke his leg,
No, Derrick Rose. What did
his
he
first
have now?
season.
Meniscus or something.
which sucks because it ended his career super early. And I know he talks about it in an interview, saying that he wishes he could have still played.
So let's change gears here. Do you guys have any future goals, maybe in the next 5, 10 years, and or the very long term? In any
The
general
goal
goals? Yeah.
is to be financially free.
Same.
That's the goal.
I just want to be stable. That's about it. Just want to be financially stable.
Well, okay, yeah, that's good. So, okay, I'll actually say probably for me that generally speaking, it's I want to be happy in a long-term way, and there's different ways I can get there, but I think if I understand that's what my goal is, long-term happiness, because I can say, maybe I want to have a lot of money, but then I say, why do I want a lot of money? Is that to make me happy? Do I want, good relationships with people that I'm close to? Why
Yeah.
do I want those relationships?
I think that's underrated.
Yeah.
Love. It's underrated,
Well, you know what they say,
I think
time is money.
My goal is to find someone I love.
Okay. So then let me ask you
Turn
this.
that off. That's deep.
No, did you hear what he said? Time is
Oh.
money. That's why I put the cricket.
I'm
No,
just
no, it's
saying. I'm
facts.
just saying.
But let's take this further. So you said you want to find love. That's what you want.
Aw.
But let me ask you this.
Oh.
Why do you want that?
Oh my
Shut up.
God.
So why do you want that? Like you can go further than that. Why do you want that love?
Do you want kids?
Yeah, I want 3 kids.
I want 5.
But why do
What-
you want that? Why?
Damn.
Yeah.
So, but
I-
what's why do you want love? Why do you want kids? What's behind that? Is it would this make you happy?
Yeah,
I
Okay.
feel like
I
not
think
only-
love would make me happy. It'd be
yeah.
like more of a reason to do stuff.
Not even that.
It's a way of life.
That
It's
feeling.
like
It's the best feeling ever, right?
But it makes you happy, right?
Yeah,
But let me ask you this:
happiness.
why do you want to be happy? You can't go much further than that. I think that's kind of the end. You can say maybe I just don't want to be sad or something. But why do you want to be happy? It's
Because that's my life.
yeah. I think that's it. That's probably the main goal. You want relationships. I would say even religion, right?
Mhm.
If you want to be religious and serve a God, does that make you happy?
yes.
It can.
So
It can make you happy. So like to me, I like thinking a lot.
Yeah,
not only does it make me happy, it's like I feel like it builds me. I feel like it gives me character, because knowing me, it's like I don't even know how I'm gonna feel tomorrow, but I know God's gonna be the same. So I know that I can rely on Him to help me.
So, so you can be religious and you can serve God. So you can do certain things that make you happy. Maybe religion can make you happy.
So that
Maybe being financially independent can make you happy. But like for me, if I think that's my main ultimate goal is long-term happiness, it helps me put things into perspective, like how much money is enough, how many kids do I want, do I want to be religious, do I want this, do I want that? And if you can really clarify what your goal is, it makes it much easier to achieve. If you don't know what your goal is, how are you going to achieve it? It makes it really hard.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
My goal right now is just to like live my life for God. Like I want to like I don't care what legacy I live here. I just want to know like I lived a good life for God. You know that like anybody who met me
And
could
that
say,
makes you happy.
yeah,
all that
that makes
matters.
me happy.
See, yeah, that's my argument. I think if you pinpoint actually what you're after, and you can still want to live for God and all of that, but like if you think of your ultimate goal, you can figure out all the other things to like help you get there. It just
You know what else is crazy to think about? What if you don't live for happiness?
What do you mean?
David Goggins. Does he live for happiness?
Whatever he does, that's probably making him happy though.
I think he lives for making himself the craziest human being.
Well, that
pushing
makes
his
him
limits to
happy.
the
though.
max.
Pushing his limits makes him happy. That
I
like
guess.
He probably gets dopamine and stuff.
Yeah,
Like he just
that dopamine.
broke his record. Yes, I just did that.
see, but then he
I'm
sets
so-
another one.
but
He's like,
maybe
I'm gonna
it's
break the
like-
next one.
But maybe it's also like
What makes him happy
making
is
other
like
people
competing.
happy.
The lifestyle he lives
But if you
is,
made
like, for very few, like the way he lives is because he pushed himself. Like he used to be 200 pounds,
300.
He used 300. That's
Yeah.
right. He used to sit in the house all day, just with normal job, and now like he has a wife. He's broken world records.
He has so
he
many
was, like-
accomplished military, all that.
Exactly.
So you touched on something. You said like helping other people. Okay.
Yeah. What if the point of life is? I think the point of life is love, like to bring love.
Oh, like Bob Marley,
the
one
world.
love. Like,
Yeah.
But here's the
no,
thing.
yeah, one
maybe it's
love.
not happiness; it's love, and maybe love is.
But
That's that.
yeah. So if I'm gonna help somebody else, okay, I do that to make myself happy. That sounds selfish.
Yeah, I was going to say, would that be selfish?
It sounds like it,
right.
but I don't.
But it's for a good cause, so that doesn't make it selfish.
right. Like if I see an old lady trying to cross the street and I help her cross the street, that makes me happy. It's
Yeah.
cool that I helped her, like that.
Yeah.
She's happy too, but it
But
makes,
it makes
me
you
happy.
feel good. Yeah.
So
That's why, like, when people do good things, they don't just do good things because they're good. They do good things because it makes them feel good.
yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like
Yeah.
if helping others makes you happy, that's a good thing.
Yeah. But then I feel like there are some things where people do things that make them happy that they probably shouldn't do. Like some people, they gain satisfaction from like watching other people fail. Like that makes them happy. Seeing
Yeah, that's
people
not
fail.
good.
Like bullies.
You know what? I saw this TikTok, and it's about this millionaire, and like he was talking about like how like he doesn't do this intentionally, but he was getting coffee one morning, and he didn't really want to wait in line, so he just bought everyone a coffee.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah, and hey,
I mean, they are.
you're doing a good deed, and you're also helping yourself. It kind
Yeah.
of goes both ways.
That's
Sometimes
kind of funny.
I know.
He said, you know
Yeah.
what? He said, hey, I'm going to cut the line, but I'm going to pay for you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wish I was in that.
No,
coffee
that
shop
reminds
that
me.
morning.
Okay, so I'm gonna add on to what you said. There's this
Yeah.
scammer, Punch Made Dev.
Oh, with the songs.
Yeah, so he
I know
goes
it.
he
Yeah.
goes into this liquor store and this other guy's with him and he asks this lady, what do you think about scammers? She's like, oh, if a scammer was right here, I'd punch him. And Punch Made Dev is a scammer, and he's just there smiling, and he's like, can I pay for your groceries? and then the guy told him, he's like, oh yeah, he's a scammer. And he said, are you gonna punch him? She's like, no, he's fine. So it's like everybody, like they have their own like opinion, but it's like
Scammers are evil.
I mean-
Everyone tries to normalize scammers. that's just evil. Like, that's,
I mean, the way he
People
explains
keep-
it, he
people care
says
that-
he doesn't take
It's
money
not
from you. He takes money from the bank. He said he only takes enough for that they're still able to reimburse you.
Yeah, and then you have scammers that will go after target like old people or something.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
those
I think
scammers
that's
are
that's
evil.
crazy.
Not trying to be racist, but the Indian scammers are crazy.
That's
Like they're on
racist.
another
That's
level
racist.
though.
You know
But
what's
they're on
crazy?
another
I got a
level.
call, right? About a car, right? They said my car extended warranty, right? And I was like, pick up. I'm like, I don't even got a license. So, and they're talking about a Nissan. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even, none of my family members own a Nissan. So then I pick up, I'm just wasting their time. I'm just talking to them. I'm like, wait, sorry, what license plate? What number again? And then I'm just wasting their time.
Yeah, it's
and
funny
then,
to do that. I've
and
done
then
that
they-
before.
And
You
then they
just
get
waste their
so
time.
mad,
Yeah.
and
They
then
get
they hang up.
impatient.
Yeah.
You keep giving them hope. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you want me to give you
Like credit card number?
Credit card number?
I think it's one. I think it's
6, 7, 7.
69.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
To do that.
But I think it's crazy how easily people get manipulated to sending these people money. Like, what
Nah,
the
there's
IRS is not
there's
going to
some
ask for some
dumb
some
people.
some cards. It's for you to send them
There
over
are some
Kick
Dumb.
or
Yeah,
like
it gets-
WhatsApp.
It's
Like,
crazy.
why would the IRS contact you through WhatsApp?
That's funny. All right, let's see. What we got here?
Let's
Yes.
ideal woman. I see that right here.
Oh,
Okay.
What would be your guys' ideal
You got,
woman?
what do you guys say first? You guys.
mucho bunda.
What?
Oh,
All right,
My
no,
fault.
but realistic. I
My
wanna
fault, bro.
I want a woman who's like intelligent. She can make her own decisions. Someone who we don't always have to agree. Like we can actually like compromise. You know, I don't want it just to be a one-sided relationship. I want to be able to communicate.
so do you like the 50 idea of like 50-50 partnership?
Nah, 100. I want us both
What?
to put in full. No, I want us like 50-50 means like I'll do half, you do half. No, like we both do full. Like we'll both put in.
That's the same thing as.
All
Like
right, bro.
50-50.
All right, bro. All right, then yes,
I-
50-50.
Literally.
Just put in
So-
full, bro.
To me, I think I've changed recently. I don't really think I would want a relationship where it's 50-50, meaning like we both work, we both cook and clean, we both do the same things.
One or the other.
Right. Like I think there should be differences. Like
Oh no, that's not what I meant. I meant like we just both put in the work. Like
What?
we both are supporting.
but like the same kind of work, both people, or
No, like if
Hey, would you want her to have a job?
I mean if she wants a job, she can have a job. You know, I'm not gonna control her. But it's
Would
like
you want to be like at the house taking care of kids while she works.
I could do that. Yeah, I could definitely. do
I
that.
would love that situation, you know. I'll be honest. I don't mind cleaning. I don't mind doing the house chores. I
You
don't
don't
mind
mind-
picking up the
you
kids.
don't mind not
I'm gonna be honest.
Hey,
I did that as
'cause-
an older brother.
Because you know what?
so-
Like when I think about like not working and like staying at home watching my kids, I think like, all right, we're gonna go do sports. We're gonna go like to the parks. We're gonna go to the museums. We're
Yeah,
gonna
it's
go
also a
like
job.
like-
man. a
But it's
job.
hey,
also-
like
it's
I'm an
like
engaging
bonding.
person, you know,
Yeah.
and like I'll take care of it all as long as you know there's
play
one
some video
breadwinner.
games too.
Exactly, you know.
Have a good little life.
I think it's a
that's
great
you doing your part.
opportunity.
That's you doing your part. I think that's good.
yeah. For-
Ryan doesn't agree though.
So, well, for me, I don't want it to be the same thing. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that's like really similar to me. Otherwise, I would just be with a dude. I don't want to. I don't want to be with a dude. I prefer feminine women, and like I would, like you guys are talking about. You know, you can be the stay-at-home father or something, and that sounds okay. Like
I wanna
as a
work.
job or something.
Yeah.
But I think as far as a relationship satisfaction, I think it's just generally works out better. Generally, okay, I'll just talk about my preferences.
Mhm.
I would
Yeah.
rather be the breadwinner, and
Right.
I'd go to work, and then
Breadwinner.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, crickets.
and then and then she would be maybe stay-at-home mom. Well,
Yeah.
I would want to be in a position where I can tell her, hey, if you don't like your job,
You don't
you
have
don't have to work.
Yeah.
But if you like your job, you can work. That's fine. But if you don't like your job, I got you. I'll take care of you. Maybe I'll like provide the house. She can make the house a home, essentially.
Yeah.
I know that sounds misogynistic, but I think
Yeah.
that's what I would prefer. Is like there should be differences. I think like this modern feminism, it pushes the idea that men and women are the same,
Right.
and I don't agree with that. I could argue that we are of equal value
Mm-hmm.
and very, very different.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. Like, I think we are different, and in fact, that's one of my favorite things about a woman is that she's not a dude. So, like, I want to be with a woman, and we're different, and that's okay. Like, I can never,
Create a
give
life.
exactly. I
Yeah.
can never give birth to a child, create a human. Women can do that, and I think that's beautiful.
Like, it really just grows in your stomach. That's crazy.
It's a miracle. Like, that's amazing. I can never ever do that, no matter how hard I try. I can never do
Yeah.
that. She can do that, and that's amazing. That's a beautiful thing. I don't think we should see that as a negative thing. That's amazing.
Yeah, women are.
Yeah, women are amazing. Shout out to all the moms,
Yeah.
man. Shout out to
Shout
the
out,
moms.
shout out.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
But
Moms
no,
are amazing.
Yeah.
I can match Ryan's same energy. My only thing is like no hate to the women nowadays, but they just like there's very special women, and then there's just like the average woman. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah.
Nah,
because
can you
like what I
elaborate?
mean by that is like, for example, when you think of like women back then, they knew how to cook, they knew how to like clean the house, do
What?
all
But
their
you're
laundry.
thinking of a small majority of women.
I know, but like when you think about it, like say
So
like
you're saying women are becoming.
Less
Traditional.
Like-
traditional.
because like say like
But
Like,
I
I'm
think
not a
that's
woman.
good thing.
but I
It's
know
a very good thing.
like I'm not a woman, but I know how to cook, I know how to do laundry, I know how to clean the house. And if I
that's
marry
good. I feel
someone
like
who
that's
didn't know
good,
how to do
'cause, like,
that,
I feel like if you don't know how to do any of
how
that,
it was
that's
back
like,
then was worse than it is now.
Well, yeah.
But now it's going a little too far.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, you
because
can,
it's like I feel like we're equal, but it's like they feel like we're not. I feel
Yeah.
like there's some small group that thinks we're not equal.
yeah. So
it's becoming
feminists.
larger.
Not feminists, but like I feel like the egotistic feminists who like
they also
want
made
something
a
to
kill
prove.
all men group.
yeah.
See,
You heard about that?
No, but I
You heard
believe
about
it.
That?
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
they have a
yeah.
group.
It exists.
What
On
the
TikTok
I think that's
and
even a
stuff.
hashtag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
hashtag
No,
kill
yeah,
all
That's
it
men.
is.
disrespectful as hell.
I saw a couple of tweets.
They-
This girl was like, I'm going to the doctors today to see if it's going to be a beautiful girl or abortion. And I was like, wow,
Wow.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Some people.
That's insane.
No, some people All right, obviously it's like 0.001%. But there are people who believe a society of only women,
With
and then like
lavish.
they like freeze semen,
bone marrow too.
Okay, but
Bone
like
marrow.
when you think about that,
and they think that'll work better.
that doesn't work.
Right.
A society with all women traditionally just doesn't work.
it couldn't.
I
I
don't
think it
think
would
it
start to
does,
split
obviously.
eventually over the very long term. You would have
All
like,
the women will start arguing.
even men, it's like I think we need the balance.
Yeah, I
we
think
need
it's
No,
good to
balance.
have
I agree with that.
and
There
yeah,
couldn't be one of
Oh
one
yeah, we
gender.
need
we
women.
need
We
balance.
Yes, we
need
do.
women.
But like women wouldn't say that they need men, but once they go through the struggles and everything changes,
I would clarify. Some
Well,
women,
most-
some
most
women,
women-
some women.
Yeah.
Some women.
Because
with
like,
the highest egos,
so you can talk about you could,
this guy's
ego inflation.
oh yeah okay so we can talk about feminism generally. I think feminism, it made sense when
Oh,
women were
I got it.
oppressed
Yeah,
and when women couldn't vote and they couldn't drive, they couldn't have jobs and all that way back in the
Wait,
day.
they couldn't drive.
Yeah.
I think that they had
Oh
like no,
yeah. Back in the 20s.
That's
In
crazy.
Back in
Saudi
the 20s.
Arabia, they just
No,
like
you
a
know it's
month
crazy.
or two
yeah.
ago.
Oh, really?
It just became like legal for women.
I think
that's-
what would
that's
be
nice.
great is
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's a problem.
I don't
yeah.
even
that they weren't able to drive. That's. I know there's a stereotype. and
but
stuff,
like
pretty messed
Saudi
up.
Arabia is a super traditional kind. I mean, they haven't like
they don't believe in like the
they
Western
haven't elaborated
values.
for anything. Like they're super traditional.
yeah, but so in the U.S.
Yeah.
you know, they didn't have the rights and stuff, and then you had feminism, and I agree with that. There should have been feminism.
It's
You
good
know,
that
they
that
should have-
all happened.
Yeah, but then I think, that imagine like it's a feminism train. It just kept chugging along, and then they got all the rights, right? All the same rights. Nowadays, there isn't a right that a man has that a woman doesn't. But that train still goes, and they say,
Right.
women are still oppressed and men are the oppressors, and you have these like small groups that want
like
to kill
kind
men.
of reminds me of like the WNBA because I know a lot of WNBA players blame the NBA or NBA
What?
players for
Yeah.
not supporting them,
So
but
many of
they're
them are
their biggest
mad.
supporters.
They're
Like-
like mad.
I mean, it's crazy when you think about it because the NBA was not invented by a woman. So,
What?
Yeah, it wasn't.
like, they
No,
think
you
they're
meant the
entitled.
you meant the WNBA wasn't
Oh.
invented by a woman.
No. I mean, like, the NBA, like
Oh, I don't know what you're
like
trying
just
to get at.
basketball.
Wait, then
Like,
why?
the sport
No,
of
okay.
basketball was not invented by a woman.
Oh,
That
it was
doesn't
invented
mean
by
it
a man.
just belongs to men. What are
No,
you
I'm not
talking
saying
about?
it doesn't, but I'm saying like now that they're around and they think they're entitled to like have fans and have stuff. Basketball,
And
the basketball league for men has been around over 100 years.
Okay, not that long. It's been like 60 years.
What, since like the
No,
40s?
75 because
100 years.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's been 100.
I
So
think
like
so.
over
I think it's been
100 years, it's
75
gained an
years.
audience. You
And
know what
the
I mean?
WNBA has only been around for I think a decade.
Exactly. So like,
So
if they're entitled to have as many fans
No,
as
I
the
think
NBA
it's
is,
I think you're thinking too hard. I think it's as simple as how many people are fans of you, how many people watch you.
How much
That's
revenue?
just
revenue
how
you
much
bring
you
in.
deserve.
oh yeah,
Exactly.
the NBA has been around for 77
not-
years.
It's just not
Yeah,
nothing more, nothing less.
they're talking about like the WNBA players. They get a
Oh, no.
higher percentage of.
27
Of
years.
the
27
money
years
that
the
came in.
WNBA has been around.
Okay.
So, well, think about it. The NBA has got to where it's at in 77 years.
Yeah.
And the WNBA, they're like right behind them with less years because they have
they
the
are
support
not right
of,
behind them.
but they have the support of the NBA. So that's why they're able to have like funding. You know what I mean? If they didn't have the NBA's funding, they wouldn't be where they are right now.
well, you know what, like the NBA versus WNBA is like. You have the NBA is like the rich dad, and then the WNBA is like the son that doesn't know like
Like what
as
to do with
much
the money.
as the NBA knows because they came up from the bottom, and now they're making all
want
this
it,
money.
They want
and
it fast.
and then basically it's like, since the NBA is like the rich dad, they gave them the Ferrari, and they don't understand what that means. They don't understand that that's a $400,000 car. They don't understand like how much $400,000 really is.
They just see.
They just see it
That's
and they have it, so they feel entitled.
yeah, because I know there's a couple WNBA players who want to make a lot of money, but it's like, like you can't really make that much money if no one's watching your games.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
NBA,
that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, the
It's-
NBA
simple as that.
play their players
Simple as
based
that.
off ticket sales, jersey sales, and I don't see anybody wearing like a WNBA jersey. And plus, when they do try to support the WNBA, like Luca, he wore a WNBA Mavericks girls jersey. I don't know what the team is called, the women's team, but he got bashed for it. Yeah, they said we don't need your
What?
support.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
By the women, they said.
That's
there was
crazy.
there was a WNBA player who commented about it. They said we don't need like your fake support. And then DeMarcus Cousins too supported it. Draymond too, and Draymond he's like, all right, whatever.
Like that's crazy,
They
bro.
trying to help them.
Luka Doncic.
Yeah, even Draymond
Wow.
like he tried to like help WNBA. LeBron, he wants to help them as well, but it's like, how are you gonna help someone who doesn't want your help?
It's a fine line.
They want the money, they just don't want the help.
that
So-
doesn't add up.
You guys heard about the that WNBA player, the 3-point contest? I think is it Ionescu or something?
Oh,
I don't watch the
so happy you
WNBA,
brought
Yeah.
that up. Man.
I haven't heard
so I
about it.
don't know.
I know all about that. All right.
Oh, what happened?
What happened?
I forgot her
Talk to
name.
me, talk
She's
to me.
this blonde girl. She won the 3-point contest, and I think she missed one shot,
I think 2 shots. she
Damn.
missed. Or
Go dude.
yeah, she made it.
one or two, whatever.
Yeah,
Go dude.
She went crazy.
She went crazy.
yeah, that was pretty impressive.
That's impressive. I don't.
Yeah.
That's never even happened in the NBA.
So, and then-
just
And that she made way more than Curry did. But then I'm like, is it the same thing?
but then, I mean, come on,
Yeah.
it's not the same.
Yeah.
Think about the ball.
Right.
Wait, the ball's different,
distance,
right?
The ball's smaller, which is like a huge plus.
Right.
I think the 3-point line is probably closer, right?
Yeah. It has to be same regulation.
No,
Or else it wouldn't be
it's same
basketball.
regulation because They said that because I know there's a couple WNBA players how they got mad when someone said to lower the basket so they can dunk.
Is
But
it?
they no, it's the same height. But they
Okay,
want.
that's what I thought.
But like people were like suggesting that they lower it so they could get dunks. But then
Yeah.
a couple celebrities were like,
The women's 3-point line is about 2.5 feet closer to the
Mm.
rim than the men's. That's
Mm.
So it's
2.5.
a little different. Yeah,
yeah, it's
it
definitely
was
like that.
impressive. But
Still
it's not
impressive.
exactly the
Yeah,
same.
that's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
Hey, not gonna lie.
It's just
But people were going crazy. The feminists were going crazy.
Really?
I've seen videos.
the one thing that's gonna
People
get
were
me.
asking Steph or Curry who's a better shooter. Come on, bro.
Oh, that's
Steph and
crazy.
Curry is the greatest.
Hey, the
He
one
is a
thing
good
that's gonna
shooter.
get me watching the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, she's a great basketball player.
Yeah.
Like, she had a crazy run this year with Iowa. It's insane. She's an amazing basketball player, and I think she's gonna be like deadly, and that's what's gonna make me actually watch it. Like, the way she plays the game is so competitive, and I love it.
It's good. Yeah.
She's like the
I feel like she's gonna like pave a way
Female
for
Michael
WNBA
Jordan.
players.
Hey, so the question is then, do we want to see the leagues mix?
What are you talking about?
Like eventually,
What?
like
not
eventually,
possible.
do we
That-
want to
it's
see
not
them
gonna-
mix?
the
It's not gonna
worst
work out.
NBA player is probably better than
Yeah,
99%.
Don't the
That's probably
WNBA
true.
players? Didn't they play with like some high school kids or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, I think
And
a
they
team
got
did play
the
high
worst
school team.
NBA player could probably smoke the best WNBA.
I still can't believe
By far, I
Brittany
think
Brittany
so.
Grind. You know Brittany Grinder, the person who got arrested in I think Russia for smoking or for
what?
having weed on her. The
Really?
WNBA legend. She believes she can take DeMarcus Cousins in a one-on-one.
What?
Wait. You said she got in trouble for
Yeah,
smoking
but
weed?
but that's how I know her. But she believes that she could take DeMarcus Cousins one-on-one.
You know what else
Now
I
she's
learned?
smoking, bro.
No,
She
no.
can take
Smoking,
DeMarcus
bro.
Cousins.
No, you know what I heard though?
6'10".
You know what I
Hell no.
heard? I heard NBA players smoke all the time. It's huge. Kevin Durant's a heavy.
No,
smoker.
but like in different countries, it's like she had it on her
oh, okay,
in
okay.
Russia
So
while
that's
she was
a-
going through the airport.
That's a
So
problem.
pretty
Yeah,
sure
it's
that's
illegal.
illegal. Yeah.
Yep.
Ryan, do you ever,
Uh,
when it comes to weed, like
Me? No. I'm different. I don't even.
You wouldn't even think about drugs, right?
Right. I don't even drink, and I'm 27.
Damn.
And that's. I know that's completely. It's maybe a little weird,
Well,
but like
drinking
you've
is
never
bad for the body.
Had a single
though,
shot,
you know?
none of that.
technically, I had like a
We
sip
can talk about
when I was
it.
like
We can
10 or
talk
something.
about
My
it.
parents
We
gave
can
me
talk about it.
It's a
beer,
temporary
like,
feel
just give
good.
me a sip.
But hang on, we could talk about that.
I was like,
All
that's
right.
tastes
That's
awesome.
I'll get to
crazy,
it.
man.
But other than that, yeah. No, I don't.
There's millionaires who do cocaine, though. You know.
Yeah.
I think,
But they do that
see,
for the
I-
dopamine.
No,
What?
yeah, I know. I
That's
definitely
how they get locked
like
in.
no, that's what I mean. They get the dopamine to lock in.
It's like I
See
feel
what
like
I'm saying?
drugs is also like people's happiness. You know, drugs and alcohol.
Oh yeah,
I feel like
Sure.
people find happiness
So
in this.
dangerous.
Yeah. The thing is, it's short term. It's very
Yeah,
short
it's
term.
very-
It's not long term.
And the
Not at
thing
all.
is with drugs, it's the more you use it, the less you're gonna feel happy. So you're gonna think you need to do more of it,
Yeah.
and then that's when you go
Yeah. It,
we start
greater
going down.
distances.
right. It decreases the dopamine dopamine.
Your everyday life is like cloudy. Like it's not as happy
right.
as someone else's.
Not gonna lie, I feel like TikTok is like
yeah.
One
It's
of
a
those
drug.
things.
It's
Yeah.
definitely a
Yeah,
Yeah, it
drug
works the
It's a
same way.
drug.
Yeah.
because that's like
It uses up.
you're
all your
literally
dopamine,
just scrolling for a
Yeah.
dopamine.
and then you're
hit.
just
Like,
like
hear me out.
outside, just like
Right. Yeah.
It's-
bored.
It's the modern day free drug.
well, it's
modern
not
day
free
free.
because you had to buy
It's
your
free.
phone.
Well, but like,
I know what he's
like
saying.
if you
No,
can
I
like,
definitely do know
you
what
can
he's
go
saying,
to any
yeah.
electronic. Like you can go to the library
YouTube,
to the
Xbox.
computer for
No, it
free.
costs me.
Yeah, it's all just varying levels.
saying.
I mean,
Nah, I
pretty
know
much
what you mean,
anything gives
Pretty
you
much
dopamine,
free.
Yeah,
but it's
All
just
legal.
varying levels.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you do hard drugs and stuff, your dopamine receptor sensitivity goes way down. Then you try to go outside, take a walk, and like
It's just
smell the
not-
roses.
Yeah, you
It's
just-
not the same.
You don't feel anything as much.
Right, and then you need harder and harder drugs, and it's like it's not a good
yeah,
thing.
that's
You're
when.
chasing.
Did you guys
Yeah.
see the Wolf of Wall Street with Leonardo
Oh my
DiCaprio?
gosh.
Yeah.
He was just doing
And then he
coke.
crashes the Lamborghini.
That
He
was
couldn't
crazy.
get
That
out.
was insane. Yeah.
That was crazy.
That's the greatest example.
I love that movie.
It was so good. But
Such a
hey,
good movie.
that's a true story. So
It's
That's all I
based
gotta
off
say.
of that true story.
Yeah, the guy who they based that movie off of,
Jordan Belfort or something.
yeah, Jordan Belfort, got out of, I don't know, was it 2000s he got out of jail or
I
when?
don't know.
Because I know like now he just goes around the world and he's still an entrepreneur, but he mainly does talk shows about like his drug
life.
addictions
Okay.
and like how he
The
had
Wolf
all
of
these
Wall Street, like
millions
how
and
he
then
is.
he lost it all. But yeah, it's a crazy story.
Don't do drugs.
Right.
Especially
what about you
cocaine.
guys?
Especially cocaine.
Yeah.
You guys don't do any of that, do you?
cocaine.
If you do, don't say it.
Cocaine. Definitely
Come
not
on,
cocaine.
No comment.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I'm a little
I
different.
know
don't
when I
know.
was definitely a little younger,
That's just racist.
I would like drink because I'm Hispanic, so drinking is like a big part of Hispanic culture.
Yeah.
But on my mom's side, we would go to parties, and obviously, being a kid, you get curious, and if you're left unattended, you're gonna like just look around and obviously do stupid stuff. So like when I was younger, I would like try to sneak because I thought it made me cool. So I would just try to sneak alcohol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a huge social thing, especially drinking. And
You see it as cool.
Yeah, and every time I see it like as a social, like a thing for social gatherings. So I think, oh, that's just the normal thing,
Yeah.
drink and
And
talk.
the issue with drugs and stuff is that people who already are dealing with stuff are more attracted to it.
And I feel like it makes it worse because I feel like drugs, the emotions you're supposed to feel that you don't want to feel, you just make them worse because now you're pushing them away,
Yeah.
and you're feeling that with a drug.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not going to be able to deal with your emotions like an adult if you're pushing them away.
Yeah. And I think for alcohol, I would argue it's like one of the only drugs that you have to justify not using. It's weird. Like you turn 21 and everyone wants you to drink, and it's like, come on, let's go. You don't drink. What is wrong? What's this? Blah blah. Blah. You got to explain
I
yourself.
can't believe that's actually like people would be surprised if you don't drink.
Right. Yeah.
That's
it's like,
crazy.
I just don't want to drink. So it's like I know I sound super boring because almost everybody, especially over 21, almost everybody drinks. But like
Yeah.
to me, I don't know, it's expensive and it's unhealthy. It's not something that I want
That's what
to.
you think about expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
Good
you.
mindset.
No, they definitely are expensive.
But
Alcohol
like,
is expensive.
have you popped champagne on the special day or?
Hey,
Never-
pop
I don't-
apple
I don't
cider.
drink at all,
Apple
never.
cider.
Yeah.
Yeah, apple cider.
I popped apple cider.
No alcoholic.
There was like,
drinks.
I think apple cider was like what, $8.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive, bro.
I bought
It's
apple cider
crazy.
for like $8 at like, I think it was El Super.
Oof.
Yeah,
was
I
for
mean,
a
you
good
go
occasion.
you go to
That
a
hurts.
bar. I think just a regular beer is like at least $10 or something.
I know.
Yeah.
Like beer, why even drink it? Like there's, like
In
it doesn't taste
Germany-
good. It doesn't smell
In
good.
Germany, where I'm from,
Germany. Oh,
they
Oh,
have
here we go.
here we go.
they have these big rooms, these halls,
Kegs.
Yeah.
and they just serve people like pitchers of beer.
Oh,
all day.
Just like the movies.
People will get served pitchers of beer and just drink.
Dang.
After work, they'll go there.
That's insane.
Some people go there every single day. Like they need their pitcher of beer after they work.
It's their daily routine.
And that's a crazy life, man.
If it makes them feel good, that's on them.
But there's no way they're functioning normally. Like
I mean,
at some point they have to crash.
at some point they will. That's not a sustainable
Crazy though,
lifestyle.
man.
But
Yeah, I'm always putting a huge emphasis on long term, so that drugs and alcohol that doesn't really fit in
Nah,
there. I'm
Also,
Yeah.
if you do drugs at a young age, it affects brain development.
oh yeah,
I
that's
recently-
true.
Your brain's
not
I heard about
developed
that.
yet.
I recently
So
learned
it's
about
like
that.
twice
Your
as
brain
worse.
doesn't stop developing till
Type stuff.
like late mid-20s, right?
25.
And
that sounds right. Yeah.
yeah, so I think that's crazy. And plus, you got people like, I just found out like people are starting in middle school, elementary school. Like,
Oh yeah.
that's insane. I didn't even know about this stuff.
It's like the new business, like, well, you know what I heard, like,
Like,
if you sell like weed to some kid nowadays, they don't know how much it costs. They'll just buy it for like however much you say,
Yeah.
like it's
So,
crazy.
Yeah, they'll target. Like,
Yeah.
kids.
Yo,
Basically,
that's
basically.
creepy. That's kind of creepy.
I know,
Or
right?
there's
It's kind of
there's like these the the electric
E-cards?
Oh, yeah.
weed and stuff. People put like it's not even weed. Like,
Oh yeah, I heard
fake
people
it. They
were
put honey in it.
people
What?
were
They do anything.
No,
Are you
People will do
serious?
not
anything
even
for
that.
money.
That's
man.
insane.
People were there's like laced like stuff. Like people would put like fentanyl in
Oh yeah,
in the
right.
waxes and stuff.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
so it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta
to
be
get you
careful.
addicted.
It's a crazy
and
world,
to
bro.
get you coming back. So
Yep.
you know,
So is cocaine and Coca-Cola though?
Yeah, that's the
I think they
plant.
used to have it in
the
there.
plant.
yeah,
He still thinks
the
it's in there.
cocaine
Still in there?
plant because it's not illegal to use it, and they just buy it off of medicine companies. They put such a low dosage, but it's still enough to get you
He
addicted.
says it's not the powder. It's not.
It's not the
crystal,
powder.
Like, it's not. It's
it's
the plant.
it's not refined. It's just the plant because
No.
they use it for
I don't know.
medical
I don't
purposes,
know what his
like
source is. But
sedation and
sources,
stuff
trust
like
me.
that, or numbing pains and stuff. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, even just the amount of sugar it has is enough, I think, to
Right.
addict
Kill a
people.
man,
But-
bro.
And then especially, you know,
Just
like since it
crazy.
can like peel off the paint of a car.
Yeah, I don't
oh
even.
yeah.
I don't drink alcohol. I don't even drink soda. That's
Oh, that's
how
good. That's
different I
good.
am. Yeah.
Do you
But,
drink sparkling water?
sparkling water is
I don't prefer it.
disgusting.
It's a
Rich
Yeah.
people drink sparkling
Yeah.
water. You gotta start. You
I
gotta
love
start
my
drinking,
sparkling
You gotta
water.
start drinking sparkling water. It'll make you in that rich. Like you'll get in that.
yeah.
I
But I
mean-
gotta act poor. I gotta act poor.
Okay.
Then I can-
I don't know.
That's how
This,
you-
this view
Don't
seems
know
pretty
why,
rich.
but that's cool.
It's a rich view.
I
See,
mean-
that's another thing. Like, why do rich people dress in like boring clothes, or like the really,
Oh, yeah.
really rich people?
They got to remember the roots.
They're used to
Yeah.
doing that.
And like
They're used to saving.
they have
money.
nothing to prove.
There you go.
So
I think that's the main thing. Everybody knows they're rich.
yeah,
Like Mark Zuckerberg, he's worth billions of dollars.
And
He
just-
doesn't have to flex with a
Yeah,
Lamborghini.
just-
Everybody's just rich.
if you think about it, they don't even wear logos. Like they just wear plaid, the plain color, like just whatever. But then you look at rappers and they feel like they have to prove something. That's they got Gucci, Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton.
It's a lifestyle.
yeah, I guess for like rappers and stuff, they gotta present a certain image that helps.
Yeah,
their
to
career,
build
I
their
guess.
following.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think if you're just rich off a business, you don't have nothing to prove because
Right.
you proved it through your business that you're wealthy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But
that's-
like
I see
the
that.
music industry is a business, but if you're not like the producer, then if you're like a rapper, it's not really like a
Well,
business.
it's a business.
It's like a
that
paycheck to
you could be
paycheck.
easily replaced. So if
Yeah,
you're not popping,
exactly.
you're out. So
And
you
I'm
got to
outie.
do whatever you got to do to stay pop. Like Lil Pump, you know, all
Oh
those face
shoot, he
tattoos,
fell off.
drugs that he was
Yeah.
doing, posting.
Yeah, that
and-
was
Forgot about
terrible.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, he's like in rehab, bro. Like he's like
Yeah.
slowly like coming back to
All
reality.
rappers are kind of in rehab.
I mean,
Yeah.
not in Ali.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay. All right, buddy.
He's like in contact with his spiritual side. Like he's like a true rapper, bro.
Bro, what?
Like he's one of the truest rappers
You hear
since
this?
like
You hear this, man?
since like
And Elite
If he
Chop.
said
I don't know,
like
since
50
like
Cent.
Ice Cube or like
Whoa, what?
or like
You just compared
Easy
NLE
E,
Chopper to Ice Cube.
like a true rapper.
That's a fair comparison.
That is not a fair
Yeah.
comparison. What the heck?
Just hear me out. Just hear me out.
NLE Chopper song go chop with a scope. Like what? And Ice
Yeah.
Cube. Like what? That's all right.
He's like not a sellout though, like some people. Travis Scott.
What?
What do you do?
What is this guy talking? Yeah, what did he do?
He's just like a. He's
Travis
kind of like
Scott's not a sellout.
he took the money.
What money?
What you mean?
What are you talking about?
That's a different
Hey,
conversation.
bro. He acted like he
Conversation.
knows the guy, bro.
Different conversation.
So okay, $1 million drops in your lap.
topic.
Asked this last time. What are you doing with $1 million if it drops in your lap?
Blowing it all on a house. I'm being honest. That like I'm not even gonna make up some pretend story. I'm blowing it all on a house.
You know what?
Where's this? Is it California? Where?
Oh no, I'm going somewhere cheap. Probably gonna go back to my family's homeland.
The roots.
We're gonna go build something over there
In Guatemala?
Yeah, we have land, so
You
nah,
do?
yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah.
dub.
we have farmland.
Build like
and
a
then we have
like a
house land.
hotel.
Nah, I'm gonna build a house. So with AC, because there's no AC. So it gets hot over there. So
What are you doing with $1 million?
I have like this theory, like if I put like 60% of it into investing, 20% into my needs, and then another 20% into unnecessary assets like a really fancy car. I'm good with that.
Okay. So 200,000 for a car.
I'd probably get like an Audi R8.
This guy.
I love my cars. I love cars.
See, I like the way he thinks though.
Yeah, there's some balance there.
I like.
He-
I have the plan.
Ryan, I like the way you think, but it's so different. Like it's like you're just focused on the future.
Yeah.
Why aren't you more focused on the present?
Yeah, I feel like that's me. I'm more focused on the right now.
Yeah, I think that's how most people think is focusing on the present. So I understand the future is not guaranteed. Tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Yeah, so why wouldn't you want to go out in a Lamborghini?
Okay, see, but that doesn't make sense.
If you don't
That's,
know,
like,
if you don't know if tomorrow's promised, then why not? Then if it's not, then at least I die with a Lambo.
but why would you just want a Lambo?
Okay,
'Cause,
but like on the affordable side, would you ever consider like a Dodge Challenger or a Camaro,
What do you mean? Just
like
to buy?
that's
it?
more affordable. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
It's not like a huge
Lamborghini
splurge.
was like a. I was pushing it. I'm not.
Yeah.
saying- I'm
To
not
me,
actually
I'm
thinking
more-
about that.
I'm more like Toyota now, and then some really nice later on. It's
You're
the
like-
in between stuff. I don't.
You want
know.
the Bugatti?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like his thinking. I like his thinking.
So-
the Bugatti?
But you're.
Bugatti.
I think you had a really valid question, and I think that really just makes sense. You know, just living in the now versus
Yeah.
the big picture. And tomorrow is not guaranteed, and I understand tomorrow is not guaranteed. However, you know, if I died tomorrow, knock on wood, I'm not going to spend a lot of time worrying. I should have, gone on more vacations. I should have done this and that. I'm going to be gone, and I'm not going to be worried about it. What could be worse is if I do live a very long life that's miserable. I don't
Yeah.
want to have a miserable long life. So I'm usually putting a lot of emphasis on the long term. If it's
What if you're? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
What if you're 80 and you just think about it and you're just like, wow, from my teenage years to 40, I was just grinding. I should have taken some time off. I should have, like, all that part of your life, you didn't have the Bugatti.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was that full 40 years, I would have another, say, 60 years where I can
Yeah.
really enjoy myself.
I guess.
But I think it'd be more like me grinding in my 20s, maybe for a decade, maybe a little longer than a decade. And if I look at the whole 100 years, and if I grinded, 10% of that, and then I enjoyed the other 90%, I think that would be pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think your best decade would be in your life? Your whole, if you lived 100 years, what would be your best decade,
30s.
do you think?
30s.
No, probably now.
Probably my
You think
30s.
so?
Nah. 'cause
Teenage years, you're the most
Ah.
fit. You're learning stuff. Your
But you
brain's
don't-
still
You
developing.
don't have everything.
I think 30s.
You
Because
don't.
I
You're not
think
worried.
30s would be the
You're
best.
not worried about anything either.
But the goal is to like be happy, have everything you want, and you're set.
Well, no, because everyone has their different definition of happy. People want a family.
That's
That's
true.
what would make me happy. A family.
Yeah.
I want a family.
So like ideally, if you were financially well off, you were already married, and you had a kid, and you were still in high school, would that be your happiness?
Let's see, that's different.
Well, yeah, if you're young and rich and all that, that would be ideal. But usually
Yeah.
it doesn't work that way.
Right.
Usually, you're young and you don't have much money, but then you get older, you can have more. So I could see myself even in my 60s, if I've got a lot of money, I could see myself really having a good time, being on a yacht, traveling the world, doing whatever. Like I feel like I would enjoy myself, and I can see that in the future. That's why I'm okay with making sacrifices in the short term. Again, I'm not miserable. There could be a balance. Maybe I'm a little bit on the extreme side, but I am a numbers guy, and I look at the compound interest. That really gets me to focus on the long term as well, because the earlier you start, the better. Like with compound interest, with compound interest, you earn interest on your interest, but it's a very slow start. At the beginning, it's a lot of legwork. You got to put in a lot of time and effort, but then it builds on itself. So later on, it just explodes, and you get so much money. If you wait 10 years, like I saw a video of somebody was doing the calculations like if you start investing now, you'll have like $1 million at 65 or something. But if you waited 10 years, you would have like a third of that or something. It's
Damn.
really skewed. Yeah. So just
Crazy.
waiting a little bit can really change how much you have. So I recognize that. So I'm like, I'm going to just front load this work. And I think overall I would work less. I want to retire. If I'm retired at 30 or early 30s, I can enjoy the rest of that life. And I think it can be pretty fulfilling. And yeah.
I have an interesting question. How do you guys manage stress? Like, what helps you deal with stress?
That's a good question. Sleep. I think if I have enough sleep, I think that's huge. Not getting enough sleep, I think that'll really increase your stress. Other than that, walking. I think
Playing
long
basketball?
walks. That's a good one too. Yeah, exercising.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
but I'll take like walks for like a couple of hours, just aimless, just walking around the city, just thinking, and like I think it's pretty calming.
I think the night, like I remember I went camping, well, glamping, and I was just outside. I just laid down. I
Glamorous
just
camping.
looked up at the stars, and I'm like, just wow, that's so like satisfying to see. And I felt like I had no responsibilities, nothing to worry about. It just felt good.
Yeah, I like national
Really?
parks and stuff. Those are cool, like Yosemite and all that. Looking at the stars, I think that's pretty tight.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Sucks we can't see stars here due to light pollution.
Yeah,
Sucks.
it's true. Only maybe
If I had
a
$1 billion,
couple-
I'd probably.
clean it up.
Yeah.
How would you even clean up light pollution? Like, how would that even work?
With $1 billion, you can do
do
things
anything.
unimaginable.
Just
I mean,
send it
not
to
really.
space.
With $1 billion, you can't
Send it
cure
to
cancer.
space.
I mean, some people, they
That's
get
like
a lot
one
of
of the
money,
only things.
and then it's just like they can get sick. Knock on wood.
What'd you say?
No, I said like you can have a lot of money and get sick, and the money do nothing.
That would suck.
But that's why you should have a Lamborghini.
Bro, what?
Now.
Literally,
Here we go again with
You
the
can, you can
Lamborghini.
have all that
It's
money
freaking
But we can
and
think
then get
about it.
sick and then die.
Yeah.
Hey, if it was a Ferrari, I'd say otherwise.
Why would you want a Lamborghini though? It's like,
So that's the thing, and I think that's an important thing to think about. Is he coming?
dang, it's already like 150.
Yeah.
We're
Well, you know
already
what?
150. Hey, we can talk about the King of Crenshaw.
Oh, here we go.
Superheroes.
No, I was gonna say like I don't know. The thing about that I've heard so far, like for example, like the famous soccer player Lionel Messi. The reason he buys super expensive cars is because when he was growing up, he has like this a phobia of cars and like getting into accidents. And in the recent years, his family has been in some pretty bad accidents, some hospital threatening accidents, and just overall, I guess the more expensive cars with higher quality, systems that will definitely protect you better. And that's kind of like his thing. But I mean, unless you're spending like hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of dollars on a car that's like super safe or something like that, I mean, I don't
like
know.
a Cybertruck.
It really depends.
I think that's a good investment.
So, I mean, how much is that? Like 100?
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot. But for like Jeff Bezos,
Oh yeah.
that's nothing.
If you got that kind of money,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think that would be a good car for them.
Yeah.
Cybertruck. And plus, I heard it has like a lot of technology and it's like very secure. So I think
Yeah.
that would be
It's a
best.
truck.
All right, bro.
All
So-
checks are secured.
Okay, bro. Thank you.
But yeah, I think they made that one like pretty fortified though. Like,
Yeah. It's going to be
Built
hard to break in.
Grade.
Huh? Yeah.
Army grade.
Yeah.
I remember when it broke during testing.
I saw that.
that
Yeah.
was funny.
They're like, look, the glass doesn't break. Oh,
They're like, damn. Sorry, guys.
Damn. So much for that.
yeah. But yeah, so the thing is, I can go buy pretty much any, maybe not a Bugatti or something, because I don't know how much those are, but pretty much any car. I can be in a Lamborghini.
Of course.
Typical.
King Crenshaw's not making it, guys.
Yeah.
Of course.
Sorry to disappoint you guys. The guest isn't coming.
I hope he watches this podcast.
Yeah.
Feel
Yeah.
the sorrow.
That's
Thank you.
that's really disappointing, Adrian. Come on, we were really
We were rooting
trying to
for
hear
you.
about
We were counting
your
on you.
comic books and all
King
that.
Crenshaw.
King of Crenshaw.
Yeah,
But we love him, bro.
Yeah. So, but yeah, but I think it is important to talk about that. I can go buy, say, a Lamborghini or something. So, like, I can go to the store, I could go to the dealership and buy a Lamborghini, but I am not. And I think that's an important thing to say. Like,
Yeah.
I can just, it's just a notion of spending the money. It would be very easy. I can just do it, but I'm choosing to not do that. And like you were saying, just why not just buy the Lamborghini?
Yeah.
That would be very expensive. And I would have much less money to invest and grow my money and be able to retire early, right? So this is going to, that would cause me to continue working a regular job. I'm not going to continue working like a 40-hour work week just to look cool in a Lamborghini. That's why I would buy a Lamborghini personally, just to look cool. I know it's like more luxurious, but that's the main reason. It would look really cool.
Especially if you live in a city, like,
Yeah.
there's only so much, like, there's only like so fast you can go.
Right. You give
In
65.
city limits.
The
so-
cheapest car can go, the speed limit. Like, so it would just be to look cool. And there's also something called opportunity cost. So what is a Lamborghini going to cost? 300,000? I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably base price, yeah.
Yeah. So 300,000 or 400,000. That if I bought that, I wouldn't be able to instead invest that $400,000 in stocks or real estate or something, and that grows and that compounds. And so it doesn't just cost 300,000 or 400,000. It costs way more than that, like in future dollars anyway.
Yeah.
So I place more value on retiring early than I do looking cool. I think that's an important thing to say that a lot of people miss. Most people in my position would probably be in a Lamborghini. Probably most people, not driving a Toyota, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's
But
so
they also
important. to
wouldn't
think.
be as rich as you are right now.
Exactly. That being the same as everybody else. That's not how to
The thing
be
is, you're
successful.
responsible. People wouldn't be responsible with their money if they were in your situation.
Yeah, I think you really have to think about that. Most people would just be in the Lamborghini, and that would kind of be it. Their life would
If I
peak.
was in your
and then-
situation, I'd buy a Mustang
yeah,
and a
I'm-
Ram truck,
and-
1500.
Yeah. So maybe I'm extreme, but I look at the whole big picture, and I think that is how to get rich, is to, not care as much about what other people think of you. Like, I care about what other people think of me, but only a little. That's the thing. This allows me to save money so I can do what I want. I can maybe retire, so I don't have to work. I don't want to work till I'm like 60, even though a lot of people do that, and that's okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's what, like, I don't know if I want to do that because my grandpa, he's still working.
Mhm.
Like, he can retire. Like, he's retired already, but he went back because that's all he knows. He came here at like 14, and he's been working ever since 14 to like, I think he's 60 something now. And he's still working because that's all he knows. That's what makes him happy. That's how he feels like he can provide. He feels like if he doesn't work, then he's not providing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, I don't know, like,
Yeah, I think if you work a job that you love, you don't really work a day in your life. That's
Mhm.
what they say. Like, if you can find a job that you love, that's perfect. You win.
Yeah.
You won at that point. That's good.
I think that's how I feel about the job I have right now.
Okay.
Even though it's my first job, like, I'm not going to college because I feel like I can do this long term.
Okay. And what
Um,
do you do right now?
I work at a hotel. I'm a house man. So
Okay.
what I do is pretty simple. I strip rooms.
You're a stripper?
No. Oh, heavens no, heaven no. I just strip rooms. I grab like dirty like sheets
Yeah.
and trash, and that's my job. And
Yeah.
it's simple because that's literally chores. So I get paid to do chores.
So could you see yourself doing that till 60 or 70?
I know my my uncle, he does this and he gets paid like around 30. So I could see myself definitely doing this,
Okay.
but probably not in the same location.
30 an hour?
Yeah. I could
That's good.
definitely see myself
Yeah.
right now at the position and job I'm in. This I know is solely experience because I'm getting paid 18.
I
And
don't know if will that fund the life you want to live though. It can fund a life.
I don't want to live a lavish life right now. Right now,
but even
I just want to work. I want to work.
with the job you have, I don't think you'd even be able to like you'd still be living.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, you know that.
Is
right
that you're
now,
fine with that?
I'm all right with that for right
All right,
now.
that's cool.
Because
Yeah.
right now I'm not going there for the money. I know it's going to be impossible for me to get a job more than $18 without any experience or anything. What I'm doing right now is for experience. They're going to put me in front desk, and I'm going to be also a houseman. So I'm going to gain that experience and the experience I've already have
Are
now.
you gonna go back to college? Are you gonna try college later?
Yeah, I'm gonna do this for a year, see how it goes. If I really like it, I'm gonna see how that goes, and then I'm probably gonna do night classes. So I'm gonna be very strict and with myself, and you know that's how I want to. I just want to get better, and I want to do everything now.
So you're saying you could see yourself working at the hotel till like 60 or 70, but then you say you want to go to school to do what? So what's your reason for wanting to go to school? What are you trying to do?
I just want I want to go to school for communications.
Okay.
Like to be like, cause I want to be able to go up in
Public speaking.
yeah, in my position in my job too, cause I know like probably like HR or something. You know, like I want to be able to still just work in the hotels though, because I also get amazing benefits. After my 90-day probation, I'll be able to get discounts on hotels. I can rack up points for hotels as well. Like,
It's just hotel benefits.
not just hotel. I get insurance. I get health benefits.
Oh, okay.
I think I get dental too. So
That's
I want to work a job that gives me benefits as well, and this job does the job. And you know, I'm blessed to have received this job and opportunity. And you know, I just showed up. I got it. I was grateful. You know, and you know, I plan on working very hard.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's if you are okay with working in your 60s and 70s, like that's fine. That's okay. In that case, if you had something like $1 million or something, and you wanted to buy a Lamborghini, in that case that's fine. If you're okay with working, till in your 60s or 70s, I put a huge emphasis on wanting to retire early. I've already been working, since 18, 40 hours a week. I personally, I don't want to work this same job in my 60s and 70s or 50s or whatever. I don't want to do. So I'm trying to be able to get myself into a position where I don't have to. I'm very grateful for my job. I got lucky. I'm extremely grateful for it.
I think for me, it's because if I don't work, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's only so much you can do, and I think work is a big part of that. And ever since I've started working, I just feel like this is what was missing from my life. This, like having responsibilities, like me, like this is like I needed something to do and to like I just needed responsibilities, and now I'm glad I have it.
But I think you should also understand. So you're 18 now.
Yeah.
And you can change your mind as time goes. When maybe you've been working at that hotel for 10 years and you're like, this ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you do like it and you want to continue doing it, but you might change your mind in the future. So I think you still want to, save up some money just in case.
No, yeah,
but
of course.
But I respect that. If I recognize that I'm different and I don't see things the same way as most other people do. But what I'm doing, I think it just makes sense to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
I'm also gonna invest, so I'm gonna be coming to you after
Yep.
each paycheck.
Yes.
Be like, all right, I signed up for Robinhood. They gave me $5
There you go.
Free stocks.
Come on.
So I invested in Ford. I made an extra $1.
$5.
$5.
You made $1 off of 5? Yeah, it's 20% return.
Yeah.
That's good, actually.
That's actually
That's
huge.
insane.
Yeah. that's
Imagine
really
you would have invested
good.
5,000.
Yeah. That'd be
I don't got the time.
$1,000.
Hey, invest
$3,000.
3,000. Oh, let's invest that 3,000.
5 million.
Yeah, $1 million. Yeah, that's compound interest is pretty much like, yeah. But if you want to start investing, I think generally, you want to look for an index fund that you don't have to, know what you're doing at all. It has a long track record, and that's essentially investing in stocks, but it spreads your money across like the top 500 U.S. companies, and some may do poorly, some might do better, but it tends to work out in the long term if you, if you
I have a deep question to ask.
Yes.
What do you think your purpose in life is, and why?
you guys can answer if you
I
want.
can't answer that.
My purpose, I like personally, or in terms of like,
Just whatever. Like, what does that mean to you? Like, when I ask you, like, what do you think your purpose is? Whatever comes to mind.
I don't think there is any.
Hmm.
So, and that sounds bad. Well, when I think about the meaning of life, anyway, for myself, I know this is just an opinion. I don't think there is a meaning. So, you might as well enjoy it.
Mhm.
That's how I see things. Like, I believe in evolution and stuff, and I just think the way we got here, to me, it seems like it's a random chance kind of thing, and we're here on this earth. To me, it's like you just might as well enjoy it. You might as well be happy.
Might as well.
Like, what else? You don't want to be miserable, so it's like you're gonna be alive. You might as well be happy. And to me, that's why I see it. Like, even if you want to be religious, maybe that being religious can make you happy. Like, you can do a lot of different things to get you happiness. But I think,
Yeah.
but that, of course, that's just my opinion, and probably a lot of people see it differently, and that's totally good. We shouldn't all be the same.
No, yeah, of
We should have
course. If we
different-
were all the same, no one would be unique.
Yeah.
And we need unique people.
But yeah, what do you think?
I feel like my life's purpose is to serve others. I feel like, just me, just doing me is like, I don't know. I couldn't see that. Like, I feel like my purpose is to help other people.
Because it makes you happy, or
See
because
that?
you
Yeah.
need to?
I feel like my mindset has changed when I had like developed a relationship with Christ. Because after, all I cared about was myself. I didn't care about anybody else. After I developed a relationship with Christ, I felt like there's bigger things than me. There's bigger things that matter than just me. Now, like, I don't just care about how I feel. I take accountability of others. I used to just like, well, I don't care how you feel. It's like all that matters is how I feel right now.
Yeah, and so I'm not very much a religious person, but I think it's amazing if you're religious and you believe in something and it brings you positivity, it's uplifting, it encourages you to help others. That's amazing. I don't want to knock that. I think that's amazing. If you're religious and it helps you, I think that's great. I personally am not very religious, but that's just that's how I see things.
But to me, I feel like it's bigger than religion. Like, I see it like a relationship. I see it as something that it's something that takes time to develop. I don't know what these goofballs are doing, bro.
Sorry, the thing came off and I couldn't figure it out. I figured it out.
But I just see it as something way deeper than just religion. Like, I don't see it as something, like I have to go to. I see it as something that, that I'm happy to be a part of. Like, I'm happy I have God in my life. I feel like he's like a father figure. You know what I mean?
That's great. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Like, I can rely on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, can we talk about conspiracy theories?
Ooh, I have a good one actually.
The aliens?
I don't believe in aliens.
How likely do you think most conspiracy theories are? So, like, my mom super.
Gravity is fake.
My
Earth
mom's
is
like
flat.
a super liberal, super logical thinker and all that.
You
Some
said your mom
people-
is?
Yeah, some people are like that.
I think I'd be.
They think-
I think I'm moderate, pretty moderate.
They think conspiracy
Yeah.
theories like hurt people and all that. I see where
Well, what
she's
is your
coming
question
from.
though? Like,
Well,
what are you
which
asking?
conspiracy theories are we talking
yeah,
about
what,
here?
What conspiracy?
So, flat Earth.
like
all
the,
of 'em.
The John F. Kennedy assassination.
How I see it is
I think we know
whatever
that
things, whatever makes more sense in my
I think we know
head.
that.
No, but people don't believe he.
They hired him, bro. They hired
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I think you should just think about it for yourself. I think the news will purport a lot of.
Ooh, speaking of
Agenda.
the news. Okay,
Think-
speaking of
Oh,
the news.
news.
What do you
They screwed up.
think of the whole black and white with the news? Like the whole like just how they make it seem like everything is so one-sided. You know what I mean? Like they'd rather report on bad things. Like the news, like they really like gain from terrible disasters. So how do you
They're
like
just greedy. That's
like,
it.
how do you
They just
feel,
want
like,
more
what do you
viewers.
think about that?
That's how they get paid. They get.
It's the only way they look
Because
at
they'd
it.
rather like let's say someone did something great. They like let's say someone went to go feed homeless people at Skid Row, right? That wouldn't get that much news coverage. But let's say
Not as much as
let's
like
say
a tsunami.
Yeah.
like a huge hurricane
Crazy.
happened. Oh, they're gonna be the first ones on that. You know what I mean?
Or
Yeah.
bank robbery.
Yeah, bank robberies or
10
murder,
people
even
dead.
homicide. Every news channel is gonna be talking about
Just make
homicides.
money off of it.
So they make money off of people dying. They make money off of murder, and it's like we're not supposed to
Okay, so,
fantasize
so
this.
what's your
or-
point now?
It's like
Yeah.
I feel like the news fantasizes it. You know, I feel like they're trying to make it normal. You know, and I feel like they profit off of this.
yeah.
Oh, well, they do profit. Yeah, they just try to figure out what's gonna get more viewers. It usually fear. If something
Yeah,
is,
fear really
yeah.
sells.
it does, and but I think sometimes. Well, I don't really watch the news. I don't even have a TV, so I don't really
Yeah.
watch the news. But it's not like I've never seen the news, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think they do report some positive things, but it's mostly
It's the
negative.
majority bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it has become very political lately. I think, and really, it's like divided. There's like Democrats and there's Republicans, and there's like dedicated news stations, like
For
one station.
specific
Yeah,
sections. I find that so weird. Like I feel like if anything, it's splitting us up and not
Yeah.
bringing us closer.
yeah. I try to think of myself as more moderate because I try to take things on one thing at a time and not just.
Yeah.
It's unlikely I'm going to agree with everything that one side agrees with.
Yeah, like I'll agree with this side for certain things, but then this side I'll agree with too. But then they both have some things I'll have to disagree with. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Like for example, there's a controversial one, abortion.
Mm,
What
yeah.
do you guys think about abortion?
I also from
It should be illegal.
a relationship standpoint as a Christian, I believe abortion shouldn't happen. I believe that's a life inside. You know, I believe that life deserves to live. You know, it doesn't get a saying, so I don't feel like you should be able to take it out of this world.
It's a mutual decision. Accidents happen.
So I see validity on
No,
both arguments.
because with that
100%.
being
Yeah.
said, saying accidents happen, nobody told you to practice unsafe sex. If
No,
you wanted
yeah.
to have sex, you can practice safe
Sometimes
sex.
they wear a condom and it happens.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
like,
but the majority of the time, they just didn't want to wear a condom because they didn't want to practice safe sex.
But then again, I guess if you think there are some situations where the mother is single mother and she's just in a terrible situation, you do have adoption, and I think that's a good way,
mhm.
to kind of get around that. But sometimes it's just it's hard to raise kids normally.
You just can't do it.
And kids that are not your own are harder. Yeah, my mom used to be a foster mom. Those kids, I feel bad for them.
Yeah,
It-
it's not ideal.
Yeah,
at all.
imagine moving home to home, not even like really having a family. Like you're just living with strangers.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. I mean, to me, it's like kind of like where I think abortion can make sense in certain situations, and of course, this is a controversial topic. People may disagree, but like some situations, they're just not good situations at all. And if you know that there's a very good chance that this child will just be suffering for a long time, I think maybe if it's early on in the pregnancy, I think there's a line to be drawn. Like, you know, I don't know. I'd have to see what the like fetus would look like. If it's just like a little peanut or something,
A little peanut.
then because look, to be honest, this sounds cynical, but if I was never born, nobody would care. My parents wouldn't care. Nobody would care because I would have never been born. Like you.
And
So yeah,
another thing is miscarriages happen all the time.
yeah.
You know what a miscarriage?
No, yeah, but what does that have to do with abortion?
I
Well-
mean, no one takes it that serious when there's a. Well, obviously, it's really sad and stuff.
It's way more serious on
and
the
I think
woman.
if it happens that often, just naturally, there's so many miscarriages.
Women who
Maybe that's not as important as.
But then again,
women
that
who,
I could argue against that one because you can just say like somebody can be walking across the street and get hit by a bus and it's an accident.
but
and then
baby
there's
dies.
murder.
Yeah,
The murder is different than an accidental.
I know there's like a weird. So there's this thing, right? And I forgot how I was gonna say it, but they didn't. So there was a pregnant woman and her husband. They both died, but news didn't want to cover it because they didn't know what to say. They didn't know if they were gonna say 3 people died or a pregnant woman and her husband died. So they just said like it was like just a fatal accident. They didn't say how many people died because I feel like that would push an agenda, you know? Like if you say 3 people died, then the baby inside the fetus is living. But if you say there's no fetus, then, you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
the baby isn't living, then, you know, it doesn't have life.
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, the news plays like they're also on like a tightrope too, you know? Like they're just kind of picking and choosing what they want to talk about, what would be best for them and least controversial for them.
Yeah. Or do you think they try to be not controversial or
I feel like it depends. I feel like they very much push more of like violence.
They
You
do it
know.
on purpose.
Yeah, and
I think they're pretty biased. I mean,
they definitely
you look
are.
at one station and the other. It's just like they're like opposites in a lot of ways. I
Yeah,
don't
kinda-
watch too much, but it seems like it's just
Kinda
they're all
the-
wrong.
They make
we're
money
right.
off of each other.
The two main ones, like the very conservative and the very liberal one. I think the conservative one is Fox News, and the very
Yeah.
liberal, I think, is CNN, right? Because
Sounds
CNN
right.
is very liberal.
MSN or I don't know.
No.
No, you're right. Maybe.
Yeah. Those two are like the big named ones, but they're split. They're very like for their side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah, I don't think if you're going to deliver the news, it shouldn't be political and biased and stuff.
Yeah.
Just that's
And I also think it's crazy, like these news people, like those like big stations, like hate on each other, and
Yeah.
it's like we're supposed to be like one, like
We're destroying each other.
yeah, we're destroying each other instead of lifting each other up, and I feel like that separates us. Also, like race, like saying like we're all different. We're we're all human race. We're all one race. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You know.
Yeah.
And I feel like that also kind of separates us. Same thing with the months and everything. You know, like having those Hispanic Heritage Months, like like how can we have to celebrate it just 1 month? You know, it's like an everyday thing. Like, and I'm proud to be who I am. I don't need a month to tell me, to be proud of myself. I don't need like, I don't need like moral support or a pat on the back because of who I am. I just want to be, I just want to be able to live the same life as a normal person.
yeah,
I don't need like a crutch. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of there's a lot of controversy and biases and stuff, but
Yeah.
people just care about profiting.
Yeah.
That's all they.
Whatever sells, I
No,
guess.
nobody cares about me. Like I look at the medical industry, they don't care about me.
No,
they're
yeah.
not in their board meetings and like saying,
Discussing how to make medicine cheaper.
yeah, or let's see how can we conduct ourselves and make sure Ryan Fago has the best fulfilling life.
Yeah.
No, they're like, how can we make more money? That's all
Yeah.
they care about. Like everybody out there, they just want to profit, and that's just how it goes. Nobody cares about
That reminds me of a scene from the Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
What?
He said, "I could die right on the street, and you'd walk right over me." He said,
Oh,
you wouldn't
yeah.
care if I
That
died."
was crazy.
Yeah.
He said, "You would walk right over me." And
Wait, how'd that remind you of that?
Because like that's a
It's
tough
just nobody
movie.
cares.
because he said nobody
about the
cares.
He said the
because
society is
the topic we were
broken.
on, like nobody
This
cares
is
if
so
you were
random.
born or not.
But yeah, I love that movie, man.
So like,
I don't think I saw it.
It's
I
really
gotta
it,
watch
it,
funny.
it has a good message.
It
Like,
definitely has a good
Joker,
message.
Yeah.
Talks about like taking down the rich.
No, 2020, I think, right?
2020.
Or 2019. Yeah, 2020 or
2019.
2019. It was
So
definitely a little
good.
before COVID.
Is it better than the Batman movies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
You can't compare the two. He's not like fighting Batman. It's more.
No,
of,
it's not an action.
It's more
movie.
of a story. Like you get.
It's a movie about mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low key.
Yeah, it's a movie about mental health and just
Like how he became so crazy.
and his like life and what his purpose is, and even if he has a purpose. Like he was just saying like to these people, like these rich people, like you don't care about me. You're rich. You don't even think about people like us. And he got interviewed and he was just talking about it on a live like television show, just talking about you don't care about people like us. We could die. You'd walk right over us. You know, we mean nothing to you.
Yeah. It's kind of a sad reality. Yeah.
It's crazy. It was a good movie though. Great movie.
Uh,
You should watch it.
yeah. I know we're going kind of long here, but I want to also bring up another very controversial topic.
Here we go.
European women.
Okay.
Oh, before that,
So,
I want to talk about marriage.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
Very
Yeah.
very
I
controversial.
want a wife,
So okay,
All right.
Jason, he wants to get married.
but
Yes.
like we said, but you know we didn't get it. I want to be married, but not with legal documents. I want to have a wedding. I want to have a marriage ceremony, but I won't sign legal documents. I don't need legal documents telling me I'm married to the women I love.
I think that's pretty good. What do you guys think? You gonna get married? You gonna get married?
Well, Jason, like on the low, do you want like multiple wives? Or?
No, I want one, but I do want a lot of kids though. I want like 5. So,
That's a lot of expectations.
but it's because I'm Hispanic, big families. You know.
Hey,
what I
I
mean?
feel that, bro. I'm Hispanic too, bro.
Yeah, I know. I love it, bro.
Hey,
Hispanics, la
shout
raza.
out, bro. La raza.
La raza.
What are you gonna get married though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our kids can play, bro.
Right.
They'll play
You get married?
2K37.
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 Yeah, I wanna like love somebody though. I don't even care. We can get married or whatever, but
He said, I don't even care.
All right, let's talk about the features. Personality, looks.
Well, you know, obviously,
okay, what's
Beyond
most
everybody-
important, personality or looks?
That's a great question.
they go hand in hand.
you
like,
gotta-
you know, they go hand in hand.
I would like to say it's all about personality.
But looks
the
play
looks,
a big factor,
yes.
because you're not
Sorry.
gonna walk up to an ugly person. I'm be honest, like
You don't want to date a man, bro.
no, yeah, you're not gonna walk up to someone who's ugly. Like men, women, it don't even matter. Like you're not gonna walk up to an ugly person.
If
and
all
be
you
like,
cared
"Hey."
about was personality, might as well be bisexual.
What?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yo,
I mean,
that's a
the
great topic.
people
That's a
that
great
people
topic.
that say, "Oh, all I care about is person." All right, then why aren't you bisexual?
That's a great question.
I'd rather, if all I cared about was personality, I'd
Hey,
probably
does it
rather
really
be with
matter?
a man. Maybe I don't. Probably not.
Oh, I
but
think I get what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, I get what you mean.
Obviously-
But you should have worded
Hey,
that
Obviously, I want
completely
to be
question
different.
physically attracted to you.
Nah, okay, I know what you mean. Though.
It's way more important.
Yeah. I
Why'd
think
you
if you think
explain it
about
like
it.
that? That was such a bad explanation. He's
Yeah,
saying
look-
like
looks do matter. It's hard to
not
get around.
unfortunately, fortunately,
Fortunately.
fortunately, looks
Or else
matter.
I'd be gay.
But also personality matters. But you can get to know someone's personality without being attracted to them based on how they look.
Yeah.
You know, we're not gonna walk up to somebody who's horrendous if
Blunt.
we don't even know what their personality is. So we can't just be like, "Oh, you have a great personality." You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, I could just be with somebody that works at McDonald's, just a regular girl. Like that's okay. She doesn't need to be rich. She doesn't need to be a supermodel.
So her status doesn't need to be.
Almost has zero,
I want a
factor.
family woman. I want a woman who's good with her family. Because if she's not good with her family, what makes me think she's gonna be good to me? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I think that's big. I would want somebody that would be nurturing, and I could feel confident that she could, take care of kids and stuff in a motherly way. And I would take care of kids in a fatherly way.
Yeah, because I don't know what it's like or how to be a mother. You know what I mean?
Right.
I only would know how to be a dad.
I think having both is
That's why I think it's very
huge.
important to have both in your life, because your dad can only teach you so much and your mom can only teach you so much. So if
Right.
you have both parents in the house, you'd
Yeah.
be well off.
It's evened out.
Yeah, you'd be well off.
Yeah. But again, like what I would look for in a woman, it's almost has nothing to do with money. If she does make good money,
And that's a plus.
but I would probably just be, I would say, you don't have to work anymore if you don't want to. I'll still be taking care of stuff, and like, if she likes her job, she can do that. But I would just say, hey, I can take care of you. So the amount of money she makes is almost irrelevant. That's if she makes money, that's cool, but that's not what I'm looking for. Like, I'm actively seeking somebody.
I also
with money.
want a woman who's very like real, like a realist. Because
Yeah.
I'm very, I'm a daydreamer.
Oh my god.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. Chill.
What does that even mean?
Like I dream, like I have like dreams. Like,
You want someone that matches your energy.
nah, I want
they
someone
opposite?
I
Who has
want
goals?
someone with different views as me. Like let's say,
Polar opposite.
like let's say I'm thinking of like, I've been dreaming about going on a trip. I want someone who's gonna be like, then why don't you? Like, what's stopping you? I want someone who's gonna be like that.
Oh, someone's gonna push you.
Yeah,
grounding.
I don't want someone who's
Or-
gonna be like, oh yeah, that's fine. I want someone who's gonna push me to be great. You know what I mean? I don't want someone who's gonna just agree with me just to agree with me.
That should be
I
everyone though.
want a second opinion. You know,
If someone's not like that, then
there's a lot of people not like that.
There is no
personality kinda
tomorrow.
sucks.
I need someone like that in my life.
There is no tomorrow.
Bro, stop! Put your hands.
But
up.
For real.
But going back to the marriage thing, that I want to talk about the controversial part. Like, I just want to. So somebody told me about, the other side of marriage, and I appreciate that they told me this. It was a tough pill to swallow. I want it to work very well. I want it to work out. Like, so, but it becomes a legal document, and the government gets involved, and you have to look at the stats. About 50% of all marriages end in divorce. That's a real probability. That's not like 1 out of 100. If it was like 1 out of 100 or 1 out of 1,000, I would say, let me just pick the right woman, and we can beat the odds.
Yeah.
But like 1 out of 2, that happens too often to ignore. I have to at least think of what would happen during a divorce, and oftentimes the money goes from the man to the woman. Generally speaking, not every case, but a lot of the times. And what doesn't sit right with me is that if I get married, I would basically be creating a scenario where she would be incentivized. She'd have a financial incentive to leave me. And I don't think that sits right with me. That doesn't make sense. If I'm in love with a woman, I would want her to stay, not leave, right? I don't want to give her an incentive. Like, I would be writing on a piece of paper that says, "Hey, wife, I will pay you a ton of money if you leave me."
It's not smart.
That doesn't work. But I want it to work, so it is frustrating. Like, I'm basically recently realizing there's no reasonable way for me to get married, and it just does. Now, if she,
That's tough.
yeah, it's because that's a big part of people's lives. Usually, a lot of people want to get married, and so probably most people watching this they're probably married or want to get married eventually. So this probably is upsetting most people.
But it's an important topic. Like, it's
Yes.
good for people to understand that.
Yeah.
Everybody
they're
needs
doing.
a different opinion, different views.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the American women, like, they're just not loyal.
God,
You got to go like to other countries because like
You got to go
Bro.
international.
You gotta go to Europe,
international.
Europe?
It really
Ah.
doesn't. No, Europe, Asia,
Okay.
wherever.
No, you said
You know,
last
they're way more loyal.
European
It's
You're
just-
right though.
Make
the most money.
American culture is to cheat. To be
Yeah.
honest.
It's changed recently. I think
To
it
have-
has changed.
multiple people, you mess around with is
Yeah.
that's part of American culture,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. You can think about the dating scene in 2023 nowadays in the US. It's different. Like you think of it from the man's perspective and from the woman's perspective. It's a huge difference. Most people think it's like the same, but you look at, I'm just speaking generally, like statistically, you look at the dating apps and stuff. Girls, they'll usually swipe left or whatever. They'll usually reject or whatever.
Yeah.
Most of the time when they swipe right, they'll get a match, like a high percentage. Like I don't
Pretty
know.
much, yeah.
Yeah. But for dudes, it's like you can swipe right all day and you have a much lower percent chance of getting a match. And that's a natural phenomenon. But it's very skewed. Like, so I think, so this is really,
You think it shouldn't be like that? That's wrong.
well, I think so. We can talk about something called hypergamy. This is going to make me sound really misogynistic or whatever, but hypergamy is a natural phenomenon. Like, it's instinctual in females. Hypergamy is essentially, like, if you think of 100,000 years ago, you had, say, 100 men, 100 women. You would have you'd have most of the women going after the top few percent of men, right?
Yeah.
So that made sense because, yeah, like most men, the top few percent of men can impregnate most of the women. That just makes sense biologically. A man can spread the seed like very easily and no problem. With a woman can only get pregnant like once at a time. So it made sense biologically for these women to just look upward to get the top tier dudes, right? But maybe they were looking after the top 10, 20% of dudes or whatever. But I think nowadays that this hypergamy has become more extreme with the advent of social media, especially Instagram. And this is going to get people really upset listening to this, but this is just my opinion, of course. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen how girls use Instagram these days in the US specifically.
Terrible.
They usually post revealing photos of themselves and get tons of likes from dudes. And this boosts their ego, right? So they all think that they're super special, and they all, their standards go through the roof. And you can see this on these like street interviews where they'll interview girls like, what's your ideal man? And they're like, just an average dude
Who
over
makes
6
six
feet tall,
figures.
6 figures. Right. They think that's average. And they run the numbers. That's like, yeah, that's 0.02% of dudes. And they're like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, being 6 foot is not average.
Exactly. They think that's average. That's not average.
I'm barely average. I'm 5'6".
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Dramatic, bro.
I mean, I'm
Dramatic,
5'9",
bro.
so like, damn.
That's all right. But the thing is,
This guy, dude.
but so what I'm saying is like, girls' standards I think have become too high. There's nothing wrong with having standards. I think that's great. But if they're too high, that's a problem. If your standards are too high,
Like, have realistic standards.
right? Because in an extreme, hypothetical example, if all girls only wanted Justin Bieber, for example, he's the only man for the job.
See, now I know. I remember this.
Yeah, yeah. So they all think he's the only one for the job. You're gonna have a lot of disappointed men and a lot of disappointed women, right? Because they all think they're gonna get Justin Bieber,
But then they get Tom.
they get ignored,
Tom.
right? So everybody's gonna be disappointed pretty much, except
Yeah.
Justin Bieber. He's gonna be really happy.
He's gonna be happy.
So having too high of standards
And
is
whoever he's dating.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
This guy,
The
bro.
25 girls or 50 whatever.
37.
But there are
50,000.
billions of girls, so
Yeah.
most are going to be
Yeah.
disappointed. So if your standards are too high, that becomes a problem. Like you're going to have, I think there are a lot more single women nowadays. In the future, I think that there's like companies that are investing in like cat food and stuff because they see this trend. I don't know if this is true. This is what I heard.
Single parents.
Yeah,
or
like single mothers specifically.
with like lots of cats.
Yeah. So
bro, what is
that's pretty
going
dark.
on?
But I think that the problem is their standards are too high. People are going to disagree with me. Because they all hype each other up. They're like, no, you're a 10. We're all 10s. We're all
Yeah.
10s.
See, but then
That's
that makes
horrible,
everybody
man.
average. So if
Right.
everybody's a 10,
You can't all be a 10. It's, yeah.
that doesn't make sense.
They think they're
Like,
goddesses.
I see. That's what I like
That-
about guys. They're more realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whoa, hold up, pause. I didn't mean like that.
Type
But, but
Whoa.
but no, like they're more realistic. Like they're gonna be like, nah, bro, like you're ugly, bro, or like, come on, bro,
Shoot,
like be
we
realistic.
might as well all just be gay.
Hey, well, you know what?
Speak for yourself.
No,
like,
you know what I heard,
speak
though,
for
is, like,
yourself.
Women hype other women up so that they get lower in the food chain. You know what I mean?
What you mean?
Like I heard the darkest thing is like when sometimes like when women compliment each other, like when
It's
they
like a
first
two
meet.
two-way
Yeah, it's
compliment,
like
two-sided.
because like with the guys, we're always like, you're ugly, you're trash.
Yeah,
at
like
the
we
game.
say it to your face.
Like we're honest,
Yeah.
but girls they just lie.
They'll be like, "Oh, you're pretty," but then behind your back, they be like,
Yeah.
she ugly."
Or like if they like, for example, like for some girls, like I heard recently, like like sometimes like people like to eat a lot, right? So like if there's a girl that likes to eat, they'll like hype her up to like do a food competition or something, and over time,
Yo,
like it's
what?
evil.
Dude,
It's
that's
evil.
crazy.
I heard
I hope
some
that's not true, but
psychological
it might be.
things. Like it's crazy.
Dang.
These
Yeah.
women, it's different, bro. They're a different breed.
Yeah.
There was this podcast I saw. It was about this woman. She's talking about how she fumbled with her ex-husband because she felt like since she felt like she needed something better, and then when she found out like that she not needed him, but like she was happy with him,
Yeah.
and that she only felt that way because of the influence, like
Yep.
how she felt like her standards needed to be super high,
Right.
and now that she feels like she lost out on a great person, and she says that if she could take it back she would, and she says that she hopes other women don't make that same mistake.
There you go. And see, you can see how that's a problem. They think, they deserve the top tier. They might get attention from these dudes in the short term, but really most women, they want long-term things and they want marriage and stuff. So they might get short-term stuff, but because they get so much attention online, they get all these likes, their standards go way too high. And you see that there's an example of a problem. And they do that while they're in their prime. Yeah. So men and women, I think, peak at different ages, and it's kind of
a lot of people peak in high school. So I pray that's not.
Women
I
mature
pray that's
faster.
none of
though.
us.
I've not
Yeah.
peaked yet.
I can see that. I've seen that with my own two eyes.
Yeah. I mean, there's studies like girls will peak early 20s, but men it's like 30s,
Yeah, man,
40s.
we're some goofballs.
Yeah. But
And men die way
Quicker because we're doing dumb stuff.
quicker and more
Yeah.
often.
Yeah. Believe it or not, the highest suicide rates are in
Yeah.
men.
oh, it's like
So,
80%.
Yeah,
Facts.
and I hear nobody talking about it.
That it's true.
Word. That's the
Seriously.
bias on the news.
So
yeah.
it's like, what's up with that? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and that exactly. So we still push the idea women are oppressed and men have it easy. It's
And also-
horrible for women.
I feel like
Aren't 80% of divorces or something like that?
So
Cause-
right. So about 80% of the divorces are initiated by the female.
Yeah.
And but yeah, the media or whatever, they'll purport the idea women are still oppressed and all that. But you brought up that fact, about 80% of all the suicides in the United States are from males, right? And
Uh,
yeah,
sorry, no, go.
and about 80% of all the murder victims are males.
Yeah.
So girls will say, they can't go outside late at night, they're going to get murdered.
Mm-hmm.
They, it's mostly men that are getting murdered. They're usually
Yeah.
murdering, but
Yeah, but they're also murdering each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
what
see,
it
that's why I
goes.
also feel like the news is also the problem. Like, they're using these fear tactics. They're picking and choosing who, like, they feel like men aren't oppressed. Men don't have problems. Men are, they're fine. They're whatever.
No, I think people just want, like, for all the feminists out there, the news people do it for them.
Nah, I feel like they do it for, they just, I don't know. I feel like there's an audience they're trying to please, but all they really care about is making money. So whatever makes them the most money, and
Yeah.
whatever audience can
Yeah, and,
draw them the most attention.
yeah, and their biggest argument, I think, is the patriarchy and the wage gap. So the thing is, though,
Is there a wage gap still? I don't think so, right?
so we can talk about the wage gap. So they'll say women make about 77 cents on the dollar compared to men in the same jobs. But you think about that in a capitalistic society when these companies are.
You hear that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go on.
No, yeah.
So glad that wasn't open.
Oh yeah,
What?
that would
yeah, that would have been crazy. He
Oh.
dropped it. That was Adrian.
He's not
Oh,
coming,
wow,
is he?
He's not coming.
He's not gonna.
Crenshaw King.
Crenshaw King might
Do
come.
we need the
guys,
return of
for
the
the last
Crenshaw
2
King?
minutes?
Yeah, but yeah. So the wage gap. They're saying, the women make 77 cents on the dollar compared to men, but in a capitalistic society with these greedy companies, they want to profit. If you have a man and a woman working the same job, right? If they're producing the same quality and quantity of work, and you can pay the woman 77 cents on the dollar, why not just hire all women and never hire a man again?
That's that's what I thought. Like if that was true, why wouldn't you just hire all women?
Yeah, so there's some disconnect. It's either the production of quality and or quantity of work is, I think it's not the same. If they were, you're gonna hire all women if it was the same. So maybe in some individual circumstances there is a gap, but I think it's not as bad as they push. And then they also push the idea of the patriarchy, like all men have all the power. Most of the high power positions are held by men, but that's a very small percentage of men. That's like a fraction of the top 1% of men. The vast majority of men have very little power and are ignored. So they try to push the idea all men have all this power. It's super easy for men. They're abusive. They're the worst. Men are trash. Kill all men. That's kind of what they try to push. But
Yeah.
I think it's not so great for men either. Men, it's tough.
I feel like if we all just agree that we all have it hard, it'd
Yes.
be easier. Instead of just like, oh, look at me, I have it harder than you. It's like, no, we all have it hard. If that would just be more simpler. Because trying to compete on who has it the
Simpler.
worst isn't all right, bro. Having a competition to see who has it the worst isn't gonna help either of us.
Right.
There's no like solution. You're just making more problems.
But I do think a solution to like this modern feminism with the dating and all that in marriage, I think the problem is, again, the girl standards are too high, and I think that's a problem. People will say that's a good thing, but their standards are too high, and how to combat that, I guess, is like more of the street interviews where they show them what's your ideal man, and that's like only,
I feel like those people are so annoying, man.
you think so?
Yeah,
The
they're
street
so
interviews?
annoying.
Yeah.
It's like imagine you're going through your day, a guy walks up to you.
Yeah.
What do you think of me? Rate me. It's just like, bro, that's weird. Like
That
it's
is kind
just
of
weird. It's like a grown man walking up to like another grown person, a stranger at that. Rate me. Would you do you think I'm attractive? Like
What's
that's
wrong with that?
It's just weird. Why?
But then again, it probably doesn't happen that often. I mean, maybe it'll happen twice in like your life or something. But, like,
that's just weird. I
What's
know if I
wrong
go
with
to
that,
Santa
though?
Monica, I just said why. It's weird, bro. You're going up to strangers just with a camera, a microphone, talking about
It's
rate
for
me. What do you think
entertainment.
about me?
Yeah. People need the money, bro.
Entertainment,
I mean, there's a lot of things that people do for entertainment. That doesn't mean it's right.
yeah, you can see that.
What's
I
the
mean,
greatest
to each
movie
their
of
own.
all time?
Ooh, that's hard. I don't know.
That's I
Because there's a lot of good movies, great movies, but
It has
That's
to
all-
be John Wick.
I don't know. Nah.
I don't know.
I don't
if
know.
John
I've
Wick
even seen
4?
that.
I like
Or
John
what?
Wick, but
John Wick 4 was
I don't
so
think it's the
good.
greatest movie.
Oh, no.
I feel like
Have you seen it?
I like John Wick too.
The camera shots are so
I like the
fire.
first John Wick.
What
I
about
like the
Interstellar? I like that movie.
I
That's
think
a
I've
good
watched
one.
it.
I love love it.
I
Dude.
think I've.
That
Yeah,
might
watch
be. That's
No, I
my
need to
top
watch
3 favorite movie. I think.
I
Dude,
really
it's
love
crazy.
Green Mile. I don't know if any of you know that.
Don't
I think I've
forget
seen it.
about Cars
I've watched
1,
it
bro.
twice and I've cried twice.
Cars.
It was a great
It's
movie.
OG, bro.
That is. You're right. It's OG.
I didn't even know the actor died. The main actor in Green Mile
What?
I think
died.
Joker's up there.
Oh dang.
Yeah, he died a while ago though.
Top 20.
Top 20. Star
Yeah,
Wars.
rip.
Yeah.
Uh,
Speaking of crying,
wasn't
when's the
bad.
last time you guys cried? Like actually cried, not
Like a
just
few
like
months
a
ago.
teardrop, but like you cried.
Honestly, it's been a very long time. I don't remember.
Really?
I sometimes
Me too.
it all, some movies and stuff will almost get me, but for some reason,
Almost.
I'm like, nope. I'm like, nope, not today, not gonna get me. I don't know why.
I've never cried.
I
during
feel
a
like
movie.
Ryan exactly. Sometimes I'll see like a video, I'll start tearing up. Only once in a while, like there'll be like a little drop, but it's not crying.
The
That
little
doesn't,
drop.
that doesn't count really as crying.
Yeah,
I think
But-
most recently it was like last night. I cried.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason's a crier.
I,
He's a
I really
crier.
am.
He's told me he's a
I'm very
crier.
emotional.
I just get
and-
mad. I don't get
and
sad. really.
that's the point.
Get
I used to
mad.
be like a very angry person, but it's like now I don't have to be angry. Now like it's okay to cry. I didn't know that. I always thought like from a man's perspective that we weren't supposed to cry. I always
I
thought
just
a man
don't
was supposed
cry.
to just show like no like sadness.
well, I think there's a function for it. I think you cry and your brain releases like oxytocin or something, so it literally just makes you feel better.
Yeah.
But yeah, for some reason, like I said, I'll be watching a movie, but I'll like consciously like, nope, not gonna get me, not today. And like I don't know why. I just
It's probably like a defense mechanism. Probably. I don't know.
that
yeah.
you were raised with. You
Yeah.
were raised with.
Maybe,
that.
yeah. Because it took
Yeah.
me a while to just really like let go of all that anger and just cry.
Yeah.
And I think that's what also Christianity helped me with, like just the relationship with God. And it just felt so easy to just let go.
I
Yep,
don't feel like there's nothing for me to personally,
to cry about.
to cry about. Maybe there is, but I just don't.
You
Funerals
just
and
probably
stuff.
don't think about it.
Maybe
'cause-
I feel like if I did cry, I'd feel better about stuff, but I don't.
But
I
you don't know
physically
what
just
to
can't-
cry about.
Can't
Yeah.
cry.
For me, I cried just.
Maybe I should.
I just cried during prayer. Like I was just praying, and in my heart, I just felt like I just needed to cry, and so I just stopped talking.
Yeah,
and
I'm
then I just
far
started
from that.
Crying.
I couldn't even imagine doing that. Like crying like that.
It was just so
It's
peaceful.
crazy to
'cause
me though. Hey, props to you. Though. I wish I could.
I just felt like I was being comforted. Like I felt like somebody was with me there while I was crying, and I didn't feel alone.
Yeah, but I think that's good for you that you're just comfortable saying that, and I think that's a good thing. You're confident about it. It's like
No, yeah.
most people won't, just wouldn't want to admit that, and I think that's pretty
I
good.
feel like it's normal to cry. It's okay.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. You shouldn't like hide how you feel because that makes it worse. If anything, I know that from experience. So
Yeah, you shouldn't just bottle them up and just
yeah.
forget
if
about
you-
it. No, it didn't happen.
If you bottle it up, it'll just get bigger.
Yeah, I still try not to. I'll try to avoid it for whatever reason. That's just how I was raised. I don't know.
Me
Just
too.
men don't cry. I don't know. That's maybe that should change. Who knows? But
Probably.
And I feel like talking about it is a good start.
Yeah.
So that's good.
that's true, and yeah, you should, because that's another thing. Maybe that's part of the reason that 80% of the suicides are from men.
Yeah.
You
Sometimes
can't talk about anything.
there's never signs. Sometimes there won't be signs because it'll just be an everyday thing that, like, let's say I'll live my life, right?
Yeah.
And then just one day, I'm just like, you know what? I can't handle it.
Yeah.
And just done.
Facts.
And you
Yeah.
would have never known because I would just have still been acting the same. Like, if you're just hiding your emotions and how you feel, no one can help you.
Yep.
Because you're not reaching out.
That's a good point. Yeah. And then I think it's because then girls, maybe they'll look at you like, oh, that's weak or whatever. They probably won't say it. I don't know. Maybe you get the feeling that that's what they would.
But the thing is, I don't think about how other people see me when I'm vulnerable because I know when I'm vulnerable, it's for a good reason. Like, it's either I'm just crying because I'm happy. I'm crying because I'm sad. It's good to just cry, and everybody cries. So I don't think someone can use that against you. But then I do think there is a time and a place to cry.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's powerful that, say you don't really worry about other people, how they, look at you if you're crying or whatever.
Because everybody has an opinion. So
Yeah.
there's
You
always
can't
gonna
please
be an
everybody.
opinion. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. But I just hope that just someday mental health for men will have like a bigger awareness, and we could do something about that, because I do believe in mental health. I do believe that, like, we'd be stronger if we just could stand together and help men overcome that.
Yeah. Facts. Yeah.
Facts. Let's get a round of applause.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't used those for a while. Oh my god.
Yeah. No, that was well said. That was very good.
Get this guy off the mic.
Oh my god, kick him off, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. But I just wanted to bring it back to clarify, like, marriage, just so, because people are going to get very, very upset. I just wanted to say most people understand the positives, the weddings, the parties, the ceremonies, the rings and all that. I'm just trying to,
Show you
share,
the cons. Yeah.
Right. There are cons.
Yeah.
And you can look at both
And see.
and decide. And
Yeah, just weigh them and see how you see.
there you go. Just think before you sign. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying
Don't
never
get
get married.
married, but
If
just
you
make
yeah.
a decision.
If you want to get married, that's okay. And there's different ways of going about it too. That you can get a prenup that can help.
Facts.
You can just not sign.
I actually learned, just so you guys know, prenup is the money you have now, she can't take, but the money that you make during the relationship, she can take that.
Oh, bad.
So yeah,
That's
so like let's say you only have $1 million, but then you make 10 million while you guys are married, she actually gets part of the 10 million.
Okay.
Is that I think you can write kind of whatever. It's got to be reasonable.
Well,
but
definitely.
About half of them though.
Yeah.
About 50% of the prenups get thrown out of court because the judge says either it's not reasonable.
I think there's also like due dates too. Like I think a certain date that the prenup is just invalid.
Yeah, about half of them don't work. So that's pretty crazy. It helps.
Yeah.
But it's not 100%. And so there are risks involved. But again, if you want to, you can. And then, like you were saying, you can do the ceremony, the rings. You can be in the relationship and just make it about you two and not invite the government.
You don't need to invite the government in your
Right.
happily wedded love.
They have nothing to do with it. You love a woman or a man, whatever
Whatever you're into.
profess. Yes, you can promise each other you're going to spend the rest of your lives with each other, whatever. But if you involve the government, it can get messy.
Yeah,
And if you do want to do it the regular way, you can. I'm just saying there are things to consider, especially for men. It seems to be skewed. The stats. I look at the statistics, and if you're a
You're a
man,
numbers guy.
yes, I am a numbers guy. So it's just I want it to work. It's hard for me to see how it would. And maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe I'll
the right person will come
one day.
Yeah, but then that's the thing. That's a lot of people will say their argument: just find the right woman. But that's hard because the 50% of divorces, that's of people who are supposed to be in love and promise to spend the rest of their lives with each other.
I don't know, because I feel like there's a lot of people who rush into things. Like there's even TV shows on a 60-day fiance. So it's like people get married just to get married, or people get married for papers. People get married because it's just in the moment,
Yeah, with my parents, that's what happened.
It was in the moment.
No,
Or for
my
papers.
mom wanted to stay in America,
Oh, okay.
and so they rushed a marriage so that she could get her green card.
Okay.
Yeah, same for my dad.
Yes, that happened.
No, for me it was just didn't work out. They were just boyfriend and girlfriend, so just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't think I could see them together. Completely different people.
Yeah. Yep. ideally it would just work out. But yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can do what you want. People are gonna get mad at me, like I'm corrupting the
Nah.
minds of the youth, and like I'm just saying,
At
just
the end-
consider the other.
At the end of the
things.
day, you're just giving us different options,
Yeah.
different choices, which we can all appreciate.
It's just an opinion.
Yeah.
I appreciate the person who told me about some of these things. I really appreciate it, so that's why I'm sharing it. I
not
want to be
fair.
able to speak my mind.
Always messing with the mic.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Good to go, bro. It's like 2 hours and 51 minutes.
Dang, this is a long one.
Last time we did it, like it was like this.
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
It was
about-
like 2.5. Yeah.
You guys left. Like,
Dude, I'm gonna have
way
to pay like
though.
$9
What for the
for
parking?
parking.
Nah,
I'll reimburse you. Don't worry.
Nah,
about it.
it's only $9.
nah. Also,
It's only $9.
going to the theaters.
We're gonna go to the movies
What?
No, I'm watching Oppenheimer at 5:30.
No, you're not.
without us.
I mean, you guys are probably invited. I'm just going with my brother and my mom. You guys could come through.
What the hell? Yo, you did not tell
We
us
literally
this,
said we
bro.
were gonna plan
Do
to
y'all
see.
wanna
I
it.
know.
Do y'all
I thought
wanna
we were
get
gonna go play
tickets?
soccer, bro.
You should have gone yesterday. Tuesdays is a discount.
Yeah,
It's
Tuesday's like $7.
Yeah.
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 next time.
You know what?
Next
You know what,
time.
bro? I see the fake. All right.
Bro, are you serious?
You
Bro? I
can
thought we were gonna
come,
play
bro.
soccer, bro.
Soccer? What the
After
hell
my
does soccer
movie, I'll
come
meet
from?
up with you.
I don't know if
soccer.
Tristan will still be there, bro. He said he got to be home by sunset.
Alright, well,
Bro, I wanted to watch off.
It's a wrap, bro.
Yada
It's a
yada.
wrap.
It's
Whatever.
crazy.
We can watch Barbie.
Hey, Barbie.
Oh.
Actually, Barbie's a great movie. I
Alright, watch it.
hope
watch
everybody
it again.
watch. I will watch it again.
Okay.
Is it? I haven't watched it, but
it's based like on feminism,
yeah.
but it like shows
Can't
you
wait
how.
to see it.
No, it's a good movie though.
No,
Like
it's a
trust
sad
me,
movie.
it's a great
Really?
movie.
So
So
if you wanna cry,
Ken, right? He learns about misogyny.
no.
He learns. Oh, sorry.
Spoil
But
it, bro.
sorry.
Alright, now you can give me the rundown.
This general synopsis, but no spoilers. again.
Basically,
General.
they go to the real world.
That's
They
fine.
find out that it's not all like perfect because they live in a perfect world.
Yeah.
And now that they go to the real world, they see it's not perfect. If like kind of like that Barbie is bringing women down, and she didn't know that. She seemed like that. Oh, you haven't seen it. That's why. Okay. And she felt like
I hate spoilers.
Okay.
sorry.
You're a sucker for spoilers, Micah.
Oh, this guy, right?
It's whatever.
But basically, it
I'll
just
take it.
it's a good movie. It's a great movie. I feel like everybody should watch it. It talks a lot about just how like people viewed Barbie, viewed her as like how everybody expects a woman to be, like and to look. And Margaret Robbie played her role great. I loved it. It was great. And there was a narrator too. You'll love that part. I'm not gonna spoil it, but you'll love that part.
Alright.
It's a great movie.
So why do the people talk about Oppenheimer and Barbie movie like when they talk about one and they talk about
They
the other?
came out
Because
at
they
the
both
same
came out
exact
near the
time,
same
and they
time,
had
and
the
they're both
same
popular
hype.
movies.
Ah,
And
We said the
because
same thing.
yeah,
okay.
it's just because also Barbie, Margaret Robbie, then you got Ryan Gosling, you got two great actors, and then for Oppenheimer, that's like a
We got
documentary
everybody.
movie. That's a
Full
great
of
movie.
Great actors.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
3 hours.
What is that one about generally?
the
The
bomb dropped on Nagasaki?
It's the
Albert
guy
Einstein
that,
is in it too. They made it seem like he's a Marvel
Oppenheimer's-
character. Like they went dun dun, and it showed a black screen, and then it opened. It's Albert Einstein, and I was like, why did they suspense
Oppenheimer's
this?
the name of the guy
Who created?
the bomb.
And you know it's crazy.
Invented it.
He didn't think his bomb would kill lots of people. I'm like, you're creating a bomb. What do you think it's gonna do?
Did he make the bomb or
He
he
made-
made the technology?
He made the
so you-
bomb.
okay.
Like he made the bomb, or
Yeah.
he designed the bomb to end the war, but then he was shocked that it killed people. So that
That's
made no
crazy.
sense.
What the
Made
hell's
like
going
the
on?
first
Yeah.
nuclear
Like
weapon.
what? Oh man, silly guy, bro, silly
These
guy.
people,
Little
bro.
goofball.
1940s.
Yeah.
This was a great podcast,
Shout out
guys.
1940s.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was pretty good.
Definitely watch Oppenheimer and Barbie at the same time.
At this
At the same time.
Just have it.
Yeah, just movie hop, movie
Back
hop.
to back.
Yeah, literally back to back. Like as soon as you're done with Oppenheimer, go watch Barbie. Barbie's gonna be a very uplifting movie.
I see. Interesting. Cool. Well, yeah. Thank you guys for coming out again.
Of course.
Uh,
Yeah, thank you.
Anytime.
Shout out to podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to podcast. Shout out Polly. You know,
Shout out my mom.
shout out to Ryan.
hey, shout out all the
Yep.
moms. Moms are wonderful.
Yes.
Dads are great. You know,
Word.
Shout out to basketball.
I don't know about
Brings people together.
Alright, bro.
basketball. Hey,
Oh,
yes,
sports
it does.
bring
It
people
does.
together.
Sports brings
Sports bring
people
people-
together.
It's true.
Mental health. You know, make sure
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
if you're dealing with anything, you know, please contact somebody, someone you're close to.
Shouting that out.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's get a
Save
good
your
round
money.
of applause for Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Problem. Thank you
Great
guys.
time. Great time.
Why'd you
It's kind of
stop
loud.
it?
It's loud.
All right, bro.
Bro, just turn down your mic.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Bro, it's not that loud for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yep. Well, thank you guys for watching. Save your money.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
subscribe.